What's good, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's out there enjoying the festivities, whatever it may be. I'm talking about from the food to the drink, family, everything that's going on during the holiday season. Shout out to the ones that's out here in the military, the vets that's making the sacrifice because, holidays for some of us, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We still work through them. So, a holiday is just like anything else. So I just want to give a shout out to the ones that's up there serving beneath the nation's colors, deployed, putting in countless hours because we don't get paid by the motherfucking hour. We get paid by rank. So you're basically saying, you're going to work until we tell you to stop working. You know what I'm saying? That's somewhat like salary. When you're on salary, you're going to work your ass off and still get paid the same at the end of the day, at the end of the year. Also to the ones that have to work, the civilians that's out here grinding. Hopefully you're getting time and a half or whatever the case may be. And, you'll be able to eat a little bit later because don't everybody get off. The world don't stop. Don't everybody get off on Thanksgiving. And then if you are drunk, you always got those uncles and aunties that's always drinking. Goddamn, catch an Uber home, man. Don't come out the pocket during the holiday season for a freaking DWI, DUI. You know what I'm saying? Be smart today. Just be smart with it. Have a family member take you home. And if it's in walking distance, shit, walk your ass home. It's better than getting behind the wheel and you head into 2021 for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? You got shit pending, court date, all that. But anyway, to my thumbnail, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, especially boxing and MMA. Once again, Tyson and Jones has another change. More and more that I've been telling you all, this is turning out to materialize into something a little bit more serious. It's been changed to the Staples Center. Now, don't you know they have changed this fight to the Staples Center? And just thinking back on it, right? If they would allow at least about 10,000 fans on deck, just 10,000, that shit would have sold out. Just 10,000 fans on deck, a partial live gate, it would have sold out. Cano Loco Sports in the building. Happy Thanksgiving, my brother. I shot you a text yesterday and told you happy Thanksgiving. I was up, that's what I do. I don't wait till the day of, but appreciate you for pulling up, man. I just want to, say, well, we had a point to gauge off of with the Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz fight, right? But California's a little bit different because, their governor over there is holding tight. He's like, man, I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm not letting no fans in. It's not going to be no knockouts. It's not going to be shit. He's trying to act like he's the sheriff in town when you look at it. But for them to move it to the Staples Center and keep it kind of like centrally located in Cali, why not have a partial gate? Why not have a partial gate? You know how many people? That would be extra money, man. If Mike Tyson is getting 10 mil and Roy Jones 3 million, why not have a partial gate and collect some more money? You know what I'm saying? A partial live gate. You don't have to do too much, just a partial live gate. That's all I'm saying. And it will be good for people that's local in Cali to drop by and see two legends in the game. Those are the only two legends on the card when it comes to boxing. So it would have did us a big justice, like to be able to pull up because the tickets would have sold out quickly. You know what I'm saying? It would have been good for us to just pull up and attend the fight. It's some people out there never had the opportunity to see Mike Tyson fight in person. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that never seen Mike Tyson fight in person, nor have they seen Roy Jones fight in person. So having a fight like this, definitely, I think it would have been beneficial to the fans. Those people that could potentially, check that out. Why would they change it to the Staples Center? I just don't know for sure if they're holding true to no fans. They say this will be a fanless event. If you check out the Staples Center events, they say this is a fanless event. Fanless. But yet you move it to the Staples Center. I'm telling you, when I first got the word, I was making some phone calls. I said, okay, what we doing? What we doing with this Staples Center? Are we having fans on deck? Whatever. Because if you are, I'm there. I'm gone. I said, what we doing? Oh, it's going to be a fanless event. It's going to be some people there, but it's going to be staff and everything else. I say, but why the Staples Center, man? You're going to have a fanless event in the Staples Center. When we've had, regional boxing cards to the upper echelon of boxing cards, basically, go about having a partial live gate. So I'm saying to myself, like, hey, why not? Why not have a partial live gate so people can come in and enjoy, a good boxing match during the holidays? What's good, Cano Local Sports? Salute, man.
What's good, man? I'm gonna turn the camera off, man. I just wanted you to make, so you verify that it's me. You know how it is, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, for doing that. I know you always do that, and that's the easiest part, man. For real, I appreciate it.
No doubt, man.
Man, I saw the round table over there with you all. That was good, man.
Man, that was
a
loaded.
D-style, I guess. It was you, Christine, Blood. It was a lot of y'all. Yeah.
Man, Boxing Wave was the one that got me that's the one I was excited most about, man. I really enjoy I really respect his channel, man, a lot, man. So to be able to share a live with him was, man, it made my night, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it made my night.
That's good, man. Y'all was talking about some very solid topics over there too. So
definitely, man. It was just hard because there was so many people on
chiming in. Yeah,
it was hard. I think they skipped me on a couple of questions, and I mean it went good, and I understood why that happened because when you got so many on a panel, it's hard to keep track, man. But it was hard to get what you had to get in, and when they talk about a certain matchup or something, once everybody talks about it, and then you're the last person to give your take on it, most of the points are already taken. So I kind of kept mine kind of short. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you, man. Are you pretty enthusiastic about this fight coming up this week? Like, what's your take on it, man? Do you foresee that this being more of a realistic boxing bout than they letting on, and they just don't want people to kind of think it's going to be
correct
a real boxing match? They're just trying to make it seem like it's going to be straight exhibition. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I made a video today giving that the rules that are actually going to be in place on the fight night, not these rumors that been swirling around. And they are going to have 3 judges, which is going to be Christy Martin, Vinny Pacienza, Chad Dawson. KOs are going to be allowed. Body test, and of course they're waving to MJ because Tyson's, but
correct.
I'm actually listen. It's named an exhibition for a reason, so I'm okay with it, and I am going to watch it. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's Tyson and Jones. Yeah, I know Tyson's 54, Jones 51. Yeah, but I'm still going to watch it, man. Something about me, man, is just that I like to watch boxing anyway. And now what I do think about this is I don't believe that this is going to be like exhibition. Tyson ain't got but one gear. Once that bell rings and some contact happens, I think his switch flips.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talk about that. Him having one gear. I think I heard you mention it before, and we totally understand that. That Mike Tyson one gear back in the day used to be very destructive, man, very destructive. Yeah. But he even says himself he's changed over time. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by the way he talks. He says he's a different person. Do you think he's going to be a different person, even if Roy Jones touches him different? You think he has PTSD and he might just flash back and go all in?
Man, listen, man. You was in the trenches like I was, man. When that switch is flipped, it's flipped. You don't fix that, man. You can only try to contain it. But when you're going into I'm gonna call it combat, man, for our sake. But that's combat to him. So once he gets in there and action starts going, man, that's flip. The switch is gonna flip, man. I don't see how he can contain that. I don't believe he can. I think he's gonna go into fight mode.
That's gonna make it real interesting.
I mean, what is your take on it, man? I mean, you've been in the trenches too, being military and all that, man. Hey, man, once a soldier, always a soldier.
Correct. Yeah, once you see shit being stuff, yeah, it's always there. And I'm not the one that'll say Mike won't flip the script and go back into destroy mode, because as a boxer, taking punishment to the head, we don't know what his CTE looks like. We don't know really how his mental state is. Really, we just know he has a weed dispensary. He's a much more calmer Mike Tyson over time. So when it comes down to Roy Jones touching him, if he gets the opportunity to touch him the wrong way, and Mike Tyson might feel like, okay, motherfucker, let's go. I think it may change the speed of the fight. And that can say the same thing for Roy Jones. Both of these cats been in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
And we just
understand that Tyson was much more destructive in a way, looking at the Holyfield biting of the ear and all that other shit, hey, he's that dude.
I mean, it is an 8-rounder, so I don't see it possible for neither one of them to not catch each other flush at some point within the main rounds. They're not going to be able to just keep an exhibition. I don't think they can, Scotty. I don't know, man. I don't see it that way, man. I think they're just gonna, man. I think it's gonna be a real fight.
Yeah, I just wanted to be something that's that boxing fans can look at and take it as being serious. They can take it serious and not as a joke. I don't want them to look at two legends as a joke, but yet it's supposed to be an exhibition bout. If you look at Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and Joy Arce, right? That shit was pretty entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Senior was getting off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's talking about that. Like, he was in there to put on a show. I'm not sure if Jones and Tyson has that. I don't know, man. I don't know what rules they've been given. You're talking about two different weight classes here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I'm definitely gonna tune in, though. I mean, but then listen. I mean, the expectations of this should be contained because it is labeled exhibition. It's not like it's gonna go under a box rec or anything. So at least they're not lying to the public. Okay, they're letting you know it's an exhibition, not gonna be under a box rec. So they shouldn't expect the high ceiling of this fight to be like a real pro fight. So. And plus the prices, cut down to $50 for a pay-per-view, whereas they're not putting that, $75 normal on it. So, I mean, they're not trying to lead nobody on. In my opinion, I mean, other people might have different views on it, but I don't look at them as misleading us, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man. Do you believe the numbers that's now out that they're breaking PPV records? Do you believe that?
Man, I believe it when it's final.
Okay, I don't believe it, man. I think they just putting that out there in the media, and we all know how loose tongue and cheek the media can be. So I think it's just to boost up the fight. I don't see how this is, breaking all these PPV numbers, even if it's $49.99. So I agree. Wait till the final numbers hit and see what's up.
I mean, I do think it'll do well, though, because I mean, those two names right there, Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., they're known worldwide. So even the casuals are going to, I think more casuals are going to tune in than hardcore boxers. That's what I think. And that's going to be the big numbers from the casuals that, hey, they just know Tyson and Jones. They don't watch boxing on a regular, but they know about Mike Tyson. They know about Roy Jones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. I just hope it's a success. And what do you think about the undercard, man? What do you think about another YouTuber? And I got to give respect to Nate Robinson because he actually competed on the professional level, the highest level, right? But
Yeah.
what about? I mean, what you think about another YouTuber as the co-main, and Badu Jack is like the second fight on the freaking card. He's below the freaking co-main.
And
What's your thoughts on that?
who the heck is Badu Jack facing?
He's facing Blake. I forgot his name. It's a white fighter. His name is Blake.
Is another pro fighter though?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a
Okay.
pro fighter. Absolutely.
I'm okay with that then. I'm okay with that. I just didn't want there to be too many gimmicks that night. I don't like the YouTube fights. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like them because, man, look, man, you're not pro boxers, man. You're taking away from. I understand that this is an exhibition bout, between Tyson and Roy Jones, and you had to fill in the card somehow. I just think they could have found more pro boxers to put up under that undercard. I believe if they would have did that, they would have really did well with the numbers, man. Even if they weren't like the highest quality, like title bout or nothing like that, but just some contenders that are buzzing. I think if they would have added, some of those contenders, man, or prospects that are highly ranked prospects,
Yeah.
I think
And
that
that's what
would
I'm talking about, man. It would have been good to have some prospects on there. You make a good point, bro. Like it would have been good for them to have some prospects on there, something that really legitimized the sport of boxing. These are up and coming fighters trying to get that notoriety. So what better card than Jones Tyson? I mean, at least have five undercard, five
yeah.
fights prospects on the undercard. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why they didn't even go that route. I mean, that helps boxing in general. These YouTubers, to me, don't help boxing at all. I'm not gonna knock them. I mean, they to each his own. They're out there making their little money. I get it, so I'm not gonna hate on them. But as far as me, I don't like it because it doesn't help the sport, in my opinion.
I agree, man. That was a very solid point because it would have been good to see some of these young prospects on there, and some familiar names on this card. It's just so many variables that they could have did a lot more with this card instead of just having Tyson Jones, and then on the co-main we got a YouTuber and a former basketball player. I just think it's a lot more they could have did with the card because the first fight is pointless in my opinion. I mean, it's just pointless for the first fight. MMA guy, and a boxer. It makes no freaking sense to me why I've seen this guy get knocked out in MMA. I don't know why they on the card, man. I really don't.
Can I go off subject over here with you, man, and ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Miguel Baeza, UFC or MMA fighter, I think. UFC.
Miguel Baeza.
Yeah, he fought Matt Brown.
Um, you're talking about the one that's opposite of the brother. I mean, what you asking again?
Like the Caramel Thunder, I think is his nickname. I think he's Puerto Rican, man. I just wanted to know if you knew anything about him.
Let me look him up right quick on topology because I have to see his face. Because you,
Okay.
you might be mentioning it a little bit different than the way I read it. You know what I'm saying? You might put a little bit more twang on it. Miguel.
Baeza, that's Baeza. My brother
Okay,
called me
Caramel
today.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother called me this morning, man, telling me, hey, man, you need to go. I know you don't watch this stuff, man, but he's Puerto Rican. You need to check him out. I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask with Scotty then. Shoot, I ain't I'm saying.
So the only fight, to be honest, the only fight that I actually seen this cat. Now his face look familiar. The only time I ever seen this cat is when he fought Matt Brown. Because
Okay.
he only has 2 fights in the UFC. And I remember Matt Brown facing this guy, and he was knocked out in the second round. So I was like, okay, I just looked at it like Matt Brown has a dozen losses already. So I remember seeing his face. But dude, the guy he's about to face though, not
Mike?
this guy, but the first fight on the undercard. The first
Okay.
fight on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. That one of those guys fought MMA and didn't make it too well. Now I guess they about to have a boxing match. But to go back to your point, Takashi Sato, he's the next bout, and really that's 16-3. These are up and coming dudes. But it's kind of weird. You know, you rarely see undefeated dudes like this. You know what I'm saying? Like Miguel Baeza, he's 9-0, man. You rarely see undefeated records like that. But he's doing well so far, I guess. He has a lot of neighboring organization wins with XSN, Fight Time, all these little secondary neighboring regional cards. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, only time I ever seen him fight was against Matt Brown, man.
Well, my younger brother, he's in the game really hard, and he seems to think he's the goods, and he's really knows a lot of these folks. Like he
does?
Well, yeah, he's actually trains folks in a gym in Georgia. Over there, shoot, is it in Georgia? See, did he move to Birmingham? I think he might have went to Birmingham now, but he was in Georgia area, man. Teaching in a gym.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I seen this cat, I just kind of looked at him like, okay, he's fighting Matt Brown. And Matt Brown has 16 losses now. I mean, that dude keep losing. But he may have the goods. I won't know until he steps in there with somebody with less losses, a more quality record against better opposition, and see where he goes from there, man.
Nah, no doubt that definitely I won't know if he's the goods. I don't know what I'm looking at in that, man. I just figured I'd throw the name since my brother mentioned it to me this morning, man. And he FaceTimed me this morning just to talk to me about that dude.
Oh, for real? Okay. Yeah, I mean, is he English Spanish? Is he bilingual?
The fighter, I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know if Baez is bilingual? Okay.
I know he's Puerto Rican. He said he came with the Puerto Rican flag his last fight and all that, and I don't know. I really don't know, man. I just threw the name out there because I know you're into all that stuff, and maybe you can keep an eye and then school me on him a little later.
Yeah, I have to do my research on him to see who he's training with, because I see his affiliation is MMA Masters. There's so many MMA schools around here, especially in ATL. Yeah. So it says he's fighting out of Florida Florida right now. So
ain't that something? Shoot.
Yeah, it says he's fighting out of Florida, 6'2", 74.5 inch reach. Florida so he looks like he's legitimate, right?
Where is that in Florida? Shoot.
Oh, it doesn't even say. They just say Florida. He's fighting out of Florida. I'm gonna have to look him up on YouTube. I already seen his Matt Brown fight, but I have to look at some other fights and see what his affiliation is right now. I want to know who he's training with right now.
Okay.
What did you think about the MMA gym, man? I didn't get a chance to speak to you about, like, what did you see that piqued your interest by attending one of those gyms and watching them train?
Well, one of the guys reached out to me, man, because he knew I knew I was well connected with a boxing gym over here in Jacksonville. He lives in Jacksonville as well, and so he hit me up on Instagram and told me, hey, man, just come out to my gym. That way we can meet in person. I guess that was the easiest way for him to meet me without being in fear that he was make sure that I'm real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, no problem. I'll go down to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I went down there, man, and they was doing what I was witnessing at that moment. They were working on the jiu-jitsu arm bars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but then me and him talked a while, man. he was talking about the Bulldog boxing gym, which I told him, yeah, you don't want to mess with them because I don't want to really bash completely, but that's a gym that keeps closing and opening.
Oh, okay.
They're doing a lot of funny stuff, So I told him, hey, man, look, man, go to Renaissance Boxing, man. They don't charge an arm and a leg, and you'll get real good work over there with Alex Ayala and stuff. So it was really more of a meet and greet, so kind of link up and work on things and stuff like that, and because he wants to work on, he wants to go to a boxing gym to work on his boxing while still going to the MMA gym working on the rest of it because he wants to
I got
polish
you.
his boxing. I think he's gonna debut here in December. His first thing. He sent me this thing. Let me see if I can find it, man.
Yeah, a lot of MMA gyms, man, believe it or not, they have boxing coaches on deck now because they're finding out the sport evolves, man. It's weird. It has these waves where fighters will start doing something over and over, remediating a certain type of area to their skill set, and you'll see a lot more fighters doing it, and that's what allows the game to continue to evolve. Like you will see the fighters that's able to use their boxing,
Yeah, I
and
just
you will see stand up striking without any kicks. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, "What is this about?" And then it'll bleed over to now you have a lot of fighters going in for the takedown, man, and using their BJJ and grounding pound. It's
mhm.
different, man.
Yeah, I texted you the event that he's gonna debut at. I don't know if you when you get
Yeah, I
back
got
the
it.
phone. Yeah,
Yeah, I got
that's
it.
he sent it to me and stuff. I'm like, he wants me to attend it. I'll probably will, just out of support for the kid. You know what I'm saying?
It's
He
down
did.
your way, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he reached
Okay.
out to me, man. I'm soft hearted for stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, man, the boy wants some support, man. We'll go out there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I got my
Yep.
soft side. I ain't all rough.
That might be an area that you want to think about bleeding in, getting those MMA guys for a boxing coach. You know what I'm saying? A boxing trainer because
Yeah.
they need it.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit too heavy for him to spar me, but I told him, if he wanted to, I'll help him out there too. But he saw I was way bigger than him, so yeah.
you
They
you
get
you- what what 20 what you weigh? Heavyweight, right?
198.
Okay, so you'd be right at the doorstep of light heavyweight, man.
Yeah, well, this is post. This is since the pandemic, man. I wasn't weighing this much. I was probably about 165, 166 before the pandemic.
Okay, I feel you.
So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is I'll probably get back down to that as soon as I start working out again, because this is just fat. You know what I'm saying?
You believe they're gonna shut down again? That's what I'm hearing, man.
I mean, if they do, they do. I'm ready. It doesn't matter to me, man.
Okay.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I understand where a lot of people are worried about it. I get it. I'm not what am I saying? I'm conscious of the importance of having availability to get things. I'm in a different situation. That's probably why I don't worry about it. I mean, I'm gonna be okay regardless of whether they do it or not. But I don't know, man. I haven't put much thought into it, probably because of that, because I don't have to worry about it, I guess. But maybe I should think about it a little bit, man. And for the people that probably are gonna suffer way worse than me.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough on boxing a lot. I mean, it's just gonna be. I'm not sure boxing gonna shut down like that. Like I think it may be more for us, but I'm not sure if they're gonna shut down like that. I'm I think they're gonna try to keep the bubble going.
Hmm.
That's what I'm hearing. I think they're gonna shut down economically to a point, but I'm not sure they're gonna shut down boxing like it was. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure it's gonna affect the people that have their own private gyms and they can't open up the train.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
I, I got to get back in the gym, man. I can't stay at 198 like this, bro. This is too much.
I feel you, dog.
Yeah.
I
It,
feel you.
it, it'll go off of me quick though. Anytime I've done that, man, I as soon as I start working, boom, 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 bam, it starts shedding real quick.
Did your family roll through, bro? I know your daughter just got married. Did they come down or they gonna stay up there?
Nah, they staying up there, man. They know their daddy, man. Their daddy, me, of course. I don't celebrate holidays.
All right, okay. I got
Yeah,
you. Got
I mean, this is why everybody's got a different way of being, man. The way I look at it, man, every day to me is a day to celebrate. So anytime I wake up, that's a day for me to celebrate. So I don't keep track on when these holidays are because of that. Because every day to me, I'm thankful, thankful to be alive. I'm glad to see another day. Look at the sun come up and all that. So every day to me is a festive day to me. That's my why I don't really celebrate a day just like a day. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. I mean, I look at holidays different right now. It depends on people who have the big families that want to celebrate holidays every year like it's brand new. I get it. But for me, I kind of feel the same way. You know, it is what it is, especially during 2020. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
it's been such a screwed up year. So,
I mean, I get it, man. I mean, it's a purpose behind it. I'm for it. I just don't partake in it. I don't know if that makes sense, Scotty. I mean, like, I'm for it because it does bring, families together on certain days. And that's a beautiful thing. But if you're a family person anyway, you'd be around them all the time anyway. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, I guess. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm for it. I just don't participate in it because I talk to my kids every day. I'm around my people all the time, so it's not like we're estranged. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I feel you. Hey, just make sure you tomorrow, man, you pull up if you're not doing anything. I'm gonna be touching bases with Hannah, tomorrow in the interview.
Oh, okay,
We'll be
okay,
chopping it up with her. Her fight just got canceled with Raquel Miller.
okay.
They
It
were supposed to fight,
depends.
man.
It
They
depends on the
supposed
time, man. Because I mean, a lot of times, man, like Mark Nash. Shout out to Mark Nash. I know he probably ain't listening right now, but man, he goes live so late that I can't catch all of it. You know what I mean? I mean, if I
yeah, I feel
catch
you.
something, it'll be a little bit of it, and I'll be in bed, man. I'm
Yeah, I
all
feel you,
man.
dog.
I can't stay up that late, bro.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That's why I'm surprised you was on that live as long as you were, because you say, man, I'll stay on 10 minutes, I'm out. But I know you was on a panel. But I know you was on the panel. That's different. That's different than you
Bro,
doing live on your own, though.
that was heavy for me to stay on that long. That was heavy on me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I had fun and they're great people, but it was heavy on me because of the duration and the way it was going around. Like I said, maybe if the panel was a smaller panel, it would have been easier to withstand it because you would been able to participate in it a little more. But
Yeah.
with so many people on the panel, it's almost like you fell asleep by the time it came back to you. You know.
He said he was up there nodding off, and you had your camera on too. Shit.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a great time, and of course, me and Christine, we've been around each other forever. So it was good to be speaking with her again. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
Christina hard worker, man. God damn.
yeah.
Christina hard freaking worker, man.
Yeah.
So how what speaking of Christine, how she's saying the USA team looking, what they looking like right now. In 2021 is when everything's supposed to, change gears and for the Olympics, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's telling me that everybody's looking ready, and of course, you're gonna have wins and you're gonna have your losses. That's with any team. You're not gonna go undefeated with all your fighters, but and she's happy with the work they've put in. So as long as they put in the work, that's with Christine. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't put in the work, she ain't letting you fight anyway.
Okay. I got you.
She is not going hey, if you lose, you're gonna lose, but you was ready to fight. You know what I mean? She doesn't believe in, somebody that's not completely dedicated. If you're not dedicated, she don't even want you in the gym.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But that's the way it is. That's the way it should. We've kicked people out of the gym. I'm not really going down to that gym though that I was at hardly anymore no more, man. I've kind of fell back away from everything, man. I'm just kind of trying to be on chill mode right now, man. I just want to be. I just want to chill, man. I don't want to get myself involved with any more training camps or with fighters and any of
Yeah.
that, man. I just want to step away from it, man, because I've noticed, man, that I wasn't enjoying what I'm doing on YouTube
Okay.
as much by being in there, because they like, man, damn, how am I gonna talk about this fighter if I was working the corner, or if I was, the cut man, or if I was,
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't know, man. It kind of took away from me, like knowing the behind the scenes is also rough because when you get on there, like, man, they don't know what happened behind the scenes, and then sometimes you're not allowed to say anything because it's gonna sound like excuses. We've talked about this, Scotty.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna enjoy it more this way Not to say that I won't ever work with a boxer again or in a boxing gym again, but I'm gonna try to limit it and pick and choose when I want.
Hold on for a second, Cano. Yo, what's up, man?
He's got
What you say?
I said, what's happening?
what's going on, Mike?
Oh, no much. What's up, Cano? I heard y'all in the background. Hey, man, but with that COVID shit, man, because I found out I got it, man, and I found out who I got it from. But
How you find that out, man? You just from company or what?
yeah, company.
Oh, for
Like
real?
people not taking, I'm taking the precautions, my old lady taking the precautions, everybody taking the precautions, but you just gonna have that one person that just they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They still trying to have fun. They're not trying to stay in the house. You're not trying to stay away from folks and shit like that. And you can have all the precautions in the world, but it's the people that you gonna have around you that's gonna do you in and get you
Yeah.
and give you this shit. And as far as the symptoms, well, my old lady, she can't smell nothing. Me, I just have a whole bunch of what you call that, like mucus in the forehead, and what else I got? I got that. Then I got I got like a little small temperature, but it ain't nothing to where it's gonna bedridden. You just feel like I got a small like slight cold. You know what I'm saying? But it's the people that's around you that's gonna do you in with this shit, man. That ain't taking the correct precautions and stuff like that, and just trying to hang out and be part of the, stay with the Joneses.
Okay, for sure, man. What's your channel, Mike? This is your first time on here, man. You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's exactly what my name is, Michael Johnson, Boxing Talking More.
All right, cool. I didn't know, man. Your Michael Johnson boxing talking more in the chat is different than Mike boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
exactly.
Oh, because StreamYard, if you name your stuff on StreamYard, if you already have one, it'll revert to that name on StreamYard.
All right, for sure, man. Appreciate you pulling up on Thanksgiving, man. Hopefully you and your family, both of y'all, are doing great on this holiday.
Yeah, we doing it. We doing it. We can't do nothing but quarantine and stay away from folks, man.
I wanted to ask what y'all thought about that Javier Fortuna fight. Does it mix up the little, the top five as far as the lightweight division? What did y'all think about his stoppage?
I didn't get to see it.
Exactly. What about you, Cano?
Man, let me tell you something, man. I am one that I understand that Javier Fortuna is up there in the rankings and stuff, but honestly, the way he fights with the looping punches, the undisciplined punches and stuff like that, man, Haney will destroy this guy, man. They should go ahead. Look, bro, man, a boxer that's disciplined like that is gonna pick him apart. It's gonna pick him apart. You're not gonna, you're going with looping punches, and Devin is throwing straight punches. Who do you think is gonna land better? I mean, it's now he is pesky, and he's not gonna go away, and he's gonna make the fight ugly. Nobody looks good against Fortuna. Let's be real, man. He just makes the fight ugly, no matter who you are.
Yeah, he do. He made Robert Easter fight. He made Robert Easter fight small. Robert was taller than him, but Robert wanted to mix it up and fight small, lean into him, fight on the inside. Yeah, that's what he do, man. That's what Javier Fortuna do.
But I don't think he beats. I don't think he beats any of the champions at 135, even though there's really not that many, But you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he beats any of those.
Let me ask you this: Do you have any respect for Canelo and Callum Smith? I know he's not one of your favorite fighters. I understand that, but to both of y'all, do you believe that Callum Smith if he's able to beat him? I mean, what do you think about that matchup, man? Does it give Canelo any serious recognition in stepping up in weight classes and fighting the world champ?
I'm gonna let Mike go first since I went first on this Fortuna.
Well, I didn't get to see the fight, so
Yeah, it
of
haven't
course
happened yet.
I had to succeed to you, Cano, with that one. But as far as the Canelo and Smith, man, I'm not really worried about that fight. I'm assuming that Canelo's going to get that fight and get him up out of there, knock him out. That's what I'm predicting, but you just never know. But at the same time, man, just looking at Callum Smith, and I hate to say it, man, it's just I I just wish a lot of those UK boxers, a lot of the African fighters, uh, bring their ass over here and getting some of these gyms, kind of like what Tyson Fury did, because it just seems like sometimes they just lacking something. It's like they could have the physique, they could have um, the mentality, they can have all the rest of the tools and stuff like that, but it just seems like sometimes they just missing something. But I just don't think that Callum Smith is that guy, and I understand why Canelo picked this fight because they don't have nothing else. And then they had the debut with the Zone, and they got the Zone over there in the UK too. And this would be the biggest fight that the Zone had in the UK and stuff like that since they came out in the UK. As far as this is something that this is for the UK fans. This ain't for American fans. This ain't for fans over there in Mexico. Like Cano likes to, pronounce some syllables correctly. I think I did. But I'm not too intrigued. But if Smith beats Canelo, man, you got to give him his props, man. You got to give him all the props in the world that everybody gave Canelo. I know I think they got a rematch clause, but then if you could definitely go out there and do it again, everybody gonna have to give Callum Smith the props that he deserves if he wins.
All right. Look, I'm okay with this fight, believe it or not, Scotty. I am okay with this fight. I'm not super excited about it, but I'm okay with it because I understand that what was available to him at the moment is Callum Smith. I mean, he did try to get that Caleb Plant fight again for a second time, and what happened with Caleb, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's twice that Caleb Plant had the opportunity to fight him and didn't, for whatever reason it was. I don't know it, so I'm not going to speculate. But for whatever reason, he did not fight Canelo. I like Canelo. I don't hate Canelo. I think that's where the misunderstanding is with me. I believe he's got all the talent in the world and all the skills in the world, man. My whole thing with him has always been about the stipulations, the rehydration, the clauses. That's the only thing that bothers me. But at the same time, if the opponent is willing to agree to them, then hey, fair game, I guess. I'm just a believer in I want to see people go into the ring without any stipulations or clauses to where they can be an even playing field going into a fight. That is all I am saying. But I think he's got all the skills in the world.
I get where you're coming from with that. I can see, where you're going with him enforcing, rehydration clauses on the fighters and making it a little bit more strict. I get it. But I'm like this, Cano, too. Like, hey, they weigh in the same weight. I thought it would be fair. Isn't it a little bit fair if they weigh in at the same weight? Initially make the scales. I know where Canelo's coming from. He said, if I'm moving up in weight, I'm gonna put a rehydration stipulation in there because I'm coming to your resident, where you compete at. So I don't want you coming in a division higher than where I'm at right now. I mean, I get it. He's making it safe for him.
I understand both sides of the coin, but he can also rehydrate just like the other opponent can, So
Correct.
I don't know,
man. He may not feel as comfortable doing that. He may feel sluggish. You know what I'm saying? For him to come in and rehydrate up to what his opponent's potential is, it might fuck him up. It might work in reverse for Canelo.
Well, like I said, Scotty, hey, if the opponent agrees to it and signs the contract, it's fair game. Yeah. I'm just of a different opinion, but once the fight is signed, it's signed. There's no excuses no more after that. You agree to it, you agree to it. You can't say nothing after the fight and say, well, because he did this. No, you signed the agreement. You signed the contract. So, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. See, kind of, I forgot about the plant shit, but with the weight stuff, you absolutely are correct, man, because you can't accept something being reneged later. You know what I'm saying? He absolutely right. With that plant shit, I was looking forward to the plant fight with Canelo, but then that is kind of like the same reason why, people over across the pond would like the Callum Smith fight too as well. See what I'm saying? Because I know of Caleb Plant. You know, I know he's from America, and they know of Callum Smith, and they know he's from the UK. So I can understand that. But you know, I still think that you know is way better than fighting some Ethereum or Rocky Fielding. It's better than what a lot of these cats out there, the level of competition that they fighting and stuff like that. It is better than that. But
Oh, definitely.
it's still not like, but it's still like Cano said, we still have to be mindful of the times that we in, and since the last time Canelo actually had a fight to where he's actually fighting somebody that's actually, you know, really technically worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just probably a little bit of hater with it, with the Canelo and Smith fight. Probably just a little bit of hater with it. But you know, I think both of y'all right with that. I just wanted to, you know, clarify that.
No doubt. I get misunderstood a lot. Maybe I don't make my videos thorough enough, or sometimes when I do make them thorough enough, I don't think they listen to all the details and they only take the bad out of it and say I'm a Canelo hater. And I'm like, no, it's not that. You know, I'm just trying to speak completely around on the whole situations going into these fights. That is all. And I always give him credit for being talented and have all the skills in the world. And but that's the reason I say he doesn't need to do all of this stuff, is because I believe he can beat these people without doing that. I believe he can beat them. I believe he still would have won.
True, man. Appreciate the input. You
Yeah,
know,
I still think he would have beat. I still think he would have beat. What's that dude? The woman beater. Still think he would have beat him too.
Billy Joe
Without that.
Saunders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I believe wholeheartedly, man, that he would have still won these bouts without the stipulation and the clauses. I really do. I really do. And that's a testament to what I believe in Canelo. And but they say that I hate Canelo and I think he's a cherry pick. I did make a cherry picker video, but it was like a long time ago. You know, my position on that has changed, you know, since then, because as the fights develop, so does the opinion. You know, you're gonna evolve after each and every fight. You're not gonna keep the same, unless they prove you different. You're gonna keep the same thing going. But if they're proving to you that they're not duckers or this or that, then you got to reevaluate yourself and talk about it the correct way. Because I'm a fan of boxing, not the boxer.
Solid point. You got anything to add to that there, Mike?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing about being on social media. You know, everybody remembers the last thing you said. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, people need to stop taking everything to heart. You know what I'm saying? You can have a favorite team, you can have a favorite fighter, you can have a favorite sport, whatever the case may be, but tomorrow might be a different day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to, you know, whether that is, you know, MMA or whether that is boxing. You know, we only gonna go with what our eyes see. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go with what our ears hear as far as what the performance is in the ring. We're gonna go with what our eyes see. And the fighter's last fight might not be the same fight next, or they might fight a lower competition and they look good, but we probably you know didn't see it as such. But then the next fight we don't see that. I mean, we can see Devin Haney, we can see Deontay Wilder, we can see Canelo, we can see all these fighters knock out all these guys left and right, you know. But then they're gonna get to a fight with a guy that they can't knock out, that they're gonna have to go into the distance with and get a decision with, you know, and stuff like that. And those are the things that kind of get people to think differently because of the level of competition. I mean, you hear people talk about Sean Porter all day, but look how many losses Sean Porter got. But everybody knows that at the end of the day, that everybody's perception on Sean Porter's last 2-3 fights, their perception on Sean Porter has changed.
Definitely.
Yeah, he only lost against the top, though, you know, from Kell Brook to Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. So that's why he still had that respect out there, because those losses that came, you know, against the top opponents.
I mean, I'm just saying, man, as each fight evolves, you know, you have to assess the fighter as their career goes on. You're not going to
Yeah.
assess them the same unless the only thing that's going to happen with a fighter is they're going to go downhill or they're going to become a great like Ali or somebody like that. I'm not saying you know what I'm saying. You either going to be able to boost them up even more and more after their fights, or you're going to start breaking them down and saying, look, he looks like he's declining. He looks like this. But then when you say that, it sounds like hate, but it'll be facts. It'll
Do
be
you think
facts.
Danny Garcia get the same respect? If just say he goes in here and we're waiting and the jury is still in, the deliberation on how Errol Spence is going to look coming back from this accident. So just say, for instance, Danny Garcia also has similarities as Sean Porter. They lost the top names. You know what I'm saying? Lost to Keith Thurman, lost to Sean Porter. So if Danny Garcia goes in here and loses to Errol Spence, will he have the same Wall Street as Sean Porter to continue fighting in the sport and get the big names, since all of his losses has came against top tier opposition?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I think he'll still have somewhat of a career, but man, look, I'm Puerto Rican. See, that's how unbiased I am. You
Yeah,
lose for a third time against the top competition. That's a pattern, man. You got to see it for what it is, man. He can't win the big fight at 147. That would have to be the thing I say if after that fight. If that does happen that way, I haven't made my prediction on that fight yet. I don't know when I will or if I will, because I still got it as a toss up in my head. I just don't know how I see this fight unfolding just yet. But if Danny does lose, no. That's 3 times against top competition in 147. That would just let me know that 147 was never meant for him.
correct. I agree, man. It's a lot of titles he fought for that was vacant. You know what I'm saying? The first person he fought when he stepped up to 47 was Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? So, when he stepped in there against Robert Guerrero for a vacant title, I think he only went one time to defend it before he lost it to Keith Thurman. So that's why I look at, man. Like, I don't know, man. I got respect for Danny Garcia as a fighter, but heading in here against Errol Spence, this is a proven fight for him. He either steps up or steps out of being recognized as one of these top welterweights in the game right now.
Definitely. Now I respect him because he brings his lunch pail every time he fights.
Yeah, he
You
does.
know, he brings his, he goes into a fight and fights, but uh you can't. I can't, man. No way I can with a straight face. I mean, I love Danny, so this is not a knock on him, but I gotta keep it real. If he loses this fight, yeah, I gotta say that's it for him, man. As far as being main event,
I
it's
mean,
facts.
with the main event part, I think we got to take it into context. With a lot of things is that I like Danny Garcia. I don't like his daddy, but I like Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? As a fighter and as a person. I wish I could meet the guy, but you know, win or lose with this fight, win or lose with this fight. There's fights for the guy to go out there and get. And there's improvements for Danny to have. I mean, he's coming to a fight with a guy that got into a horrendous car accident. A lot of people are out here, Derek James and a lot of people they can say whatever they want to about Earl Spence and stuff like that. But boxing fans are from the show me state.
Yeah.
Whether or not they in that particular state or not, we all from that show me state. We want to be shown. We want to be entertained and all that stuff. And I think that's one of the things when it comes to MMA and boxing is like, you could lose as many times as you want to, but the thing about it is that, are you entertaining the fans in the fights that you're having? Are the fans entertained with the bloodlust? Are the fans entertained with, the level of competition that's in the ring? That's the only thing I care about. It could be like we were talking about Callum Smith and Callum versus Canelo versus Smith. I don't really care. Long as the fight is a good fight, whether or not anybody said, it's a downgraded competition or whatever, as long as it's a good fight and the fans got their bloodlust out of it, nobody's gonna give a damn. And it should go the same way for the rest of Danny's fights. It win or lose. It should go for, because the guy's a good fighter. It's not like he's a bum. It's not like he's walking around here picking and choosing who he's going to fight on this day, picking and choosing who he's going to fight on the next day. You know, he's a good, solid fighter. Now, do I have gripes with how you fight? Yeah, but I'm just a fan sitting on the sideline with a white towel, you know, acting like I'm a trainer. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you know, only thing I can respect is how Danny goes in there and fights, and then how Danny goes into there and corrects himself and for his next fight. You know, because we all say that Danny be loading up too much and he stays flat-footed and stuff like that. But he's a young guy. He's a very young guy. He seems like a guy that has some mobility in them damn legs of his, to where he can learn how to move in the ring, to where he can learn he can do that. You know what I'm saying? As far as what we can see of what Danny's capable of doing. But is he going to do it in this fight, and will he do it in the future, win or lose?
good point, man. Both ways. You know what I'm saying? I look at DSG as he's 0-2, man. He's never defeated a champion at welterweight, you know, for a belt. You know what I'm saying? His belt was taken by Keith Thurman, and then he went in there to fight for the vacant WBC belt, you know, which he had before, and he couldn't even get it back. You know, he lost to Sean Porter.
Yeah, I forgot about that. My bad.
Yeah, this is a big fight for Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? If he can defeat Errol Spence in this fight right here for the unified titles, it puts him on a whole nother stage of recognition and people respecting him at the welterweight division.
I think he still has a career if he loses, but what I'm trying to say is I don't agree with you. He's not that young. He's 32. You know, for boxing, that's really not too young. Yeah, he'll still have a career, but man, when will he get a shot again? That's my thing. When will he get a shot again after failing 3 times already?
Correct. I mean, there's the secondary titles that's out there. You know, the WBA has all them secondary titles. Yeah, I mean, that's his hope right there. But as far as the super titles, I don't know, man, because he would have fought Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and Keith Thurman and lost to all 3 if he's not able to pull out that victory in December.
Correct. And I love Danny Garcia. Let's not get it twisted. I love Danny, but, you know, we're saying if he loses or if he wins, if he loses, you know, these are all ifs. We don't know until fight night, but, you know, if he loses, I got to call it like it is.
Yeah, man, I got to give it to Errol Spence, man. Doing the virtual workout, he looked in impeccable shape. I was like, damn, dude is shredded, dry, and he looks like he's on par, you know, to make that weight at 47. I mean, Danny Garcia, you know, he looked like Danny Garcia. I mean, he's never really just super shredded anyway, but yeah, he may be in a different mindset to come in here and fight this fight. So that's what I'm looking forward to, man.
Definitely, man. Have you made a prediction video on it yet? I don't know if you did or not.
Oh, not yet, because it's too far away from the fight. I usually talk about it when it gets a little bit closer.
Oh, okay. What about where'd he go? Mike,
Yeah.
What about Mike? Did he?
Mike,
Yeah, I'm here.
have you made a prediction video on this fight yet between Errol Spence and Danny Garcia?
Nah, no, I haven't. And I was waiting on my boy Laws to hit me up because we was gonna do something like a little collab thing with it, but I just don't got my finger on it, man. And part of that is, man, because of that car accident, man. I just can't get the car accident out of my mind, and then listening to how Earl speaks and how he was, you know, moving when he wasn't hitting the pads and stuff like that. I just couldn't get it out of my mind. But, you know, I'm just gonna put it up as.
I mean, elaborate on that. What you mean? How he sound? Speak on it. What you mean by that?
Well, when I was listening to him talk before, his voice didn't sound the same.
Okay.
You know, he don't sound the same. When I was watching him go towards the door and looking around for things.
Broke up. You breaking up.
You there, Mike? You breaking up?
Like he froze, I think.
Yeah, it might be froze. Hey, just jump back in when you get back, Mike. When I look at Errol Spence, I tell people, man, from a cat who ran motorcycles growing up. You just can't get ejected from the car, and they just say it's no soft tip. I mean, it's just soft tissue damage. It had to be muscle damage too. I mean, he landed on his head. It might be something there that we don't see until he gets hit by Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all I'm saying with that. Go ahead, what you saying, Mike?
I mean, long story short, man. You know, I've been playing football for a very long time. I still play semi-pro football.
Okay.
And I'm 34. I'm 34 now. But you know, my whole football career, except this last season, I played defensive back. I mean, I finally moved over to a different position on defense. I play in defensive back. Never played defensive back before. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing: and during the day, ain't a day that goes by is when I wake up early in the morning and I don't feel nothing. Like I feel all the way down from the bottom of my feet, all the way up to my neck. Sometimes my jaws be hurting. Sometimes my forehead be hurting. You know, it just depends on what day it is, what time of the week it is. And when you get thrown around like that, because I don't know how many people have had surgery or broken a bone or, you know, tore a ligament in their knee or anything like that. You don't come unscathed from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're saying there might be some structural damage that we're not seeing from Errol Spence internally.
Yeah, like let's say for instance, I'm in the game and I'm playing against a top tier wide receiver in the league, and I'm on my own little island one-on-one with this dude. You think that I'm not thinking about like, okay, this knee kind of fucked up, my ankle kind of fucked up. You don't think I'm trying to, you know, battle my own ailments versus this guy?
Yeah, I guess
you know, I don't. You know, if he doesn't, if Errol Spence has nothing wrong with him completely, man, that's a motherfucking miracle.
Yeah, man. You know, I remember his first tweet they made him take down. You know, he said, "No broken bones. I'm a savage." And then they made him take it down. And this wasn't far after the accident. I still got it saved somewhere. I say I'm gonna always keep that because he has to come back to fight.
Well, I think they had him take that down because remember he had that DUI court case.
Correct.
You know, and he can't be going around here like Adrian Broner flashing money when the you know what I'm saying? The same thing with everybody else that got a court case. They start taking stuff down, they put their media on hold and stuff like that until after that thing because you know he could have got, you know, depending on the judge, he could have got some jail time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he could have. They knocked it down to a misdemeanor DWI. How is that possible? Because he was out of the vehicle and got launched, injected. I think they pretty much downgraded because of that.
Money, that's all it is, man.
Yeah, it's money for sure. He got his attorney, and they was able to downgrade it to a misdemeanor DWI, which I never heard before, really. But hey, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the fight, to be honest.
Shit, me and you would have got an Article 15 on the spot.
Oh, absolutely, man. It would have been over and deduction in rank. I know. I know.
Hey, Article 15 with the loss of pay too.
Yeah, with a loss of pay and restrictions. Go ahead and get that bubble gum off the curve.
Yeah.
Man. But
money,
you know what?
Privileges, y'all.
Hey, what's today though? Oh, it's the fight is tomorrow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What you was asking? What you
think about the Daniel and Joyce fight though?
Oh yeah.
I'm ready. I'm watching that. I'm ready for it.
What y'all think about that fight? A lot of people saying Joe Joyce got the grown man strength. He got the you know, the ring IQ to go over there and get a younger lion like Dubois trouble.
Dubois,
he's 35 years old, right?
Dubois in the ninth. That's what I got.
Okay. Dubois in the ninth. All right.
I have a question though. Do you guys think it's like as a boxer that you gotta have because you know Joe Joyce, he's the twinkle toes. You know, he actually does, you know that dancing type shit with the tutus and shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For his coach, not his coach, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, he did that before. He did that before boxing, and he's a painter. And I Laws is picking Joe Joyce to win. My boy Laws. I'm not. But I think it is kind of evident as a boxer that you gotta have some type of rhythm because Joe Joyce is he's a punch placer.
Yeah.
He likes to, and I think that's evident in his intelligence. You know what I'm saying? His intelligence and what he does for a living and stuff, like what he was doing for a living and stuff like that. And he's just a slow boxer, but he just seems to always, get people. It's not like Adam Konecki. It's not like that because Adam Konecki was just coming forward and just eating punches and giving punches. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he
Joe
got
Joyce,
exposed to him fighting. You know what I'm saying? It could be the same scenario that you mentioned,
yeah.
Andy Konoski and freaking Robert Helenius. This might potentially be the same scenario.
Well, yeah, you ain't lying with that one. I'm still picking Daniel to get him up out of there, man. I just hope that, win or lose, that both of these guys, man, learn from this because they both young fighters as far as the game of boxing. Maybe not so on age on Joyce's part, but you gotta learn something, man. And if you're gonna be the slowest guy, man, like Joyce, man, at least he knows to be the hardest puncher in all of his fights. But we seen what happened when Daniel get hit.
Mm-hmm.
When Richard Larley hit him, that motherfucker said, "Let me back up for a minute," and then Richard Larley punched himself out because he had no stamina, and his boxing game ain't all that either. Coming from Ghana boxing ain't been over there for too long. You know what I'm saying? Like not top tier boxing. So I'm going with Daniel, man.
Okay. I was kind of up in the air with this fight, man. I know Dubois is basically coming up through the ranks. There's a lot of hype behind him. A lot of expectations first and foremost. So they're really trying to build him properly and get him into that big fight. I'm going for Joe Joyce, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing. I'm gonna see what he can do, man. I'm not going for him in a way that he's gonna go in there and stop Daniel Dubois upset like Robert Helenius and Konoski, something like that. But I want to see how smart he is. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about his rhythm as a dancer and everything and coordination. If he boxes correctly, he may be able to put away some rounds. That's boxing. That's a sweet science. But I like Joe Joyce, as a boxer in this matchup.
Hey, I would not be mad if Joe Joyce won, man. I would not be mad. I would not be, and you're not lying. I think that if you look at the atmosphere around this fight, and you look at Daniel Dubois and you look at what they've been doing with him, Frank, man, he could do whatever, he could say whatever you want to about the competition that Daniel's fought, and Joe Joyce's promoter could do the same. But if you watch that interview, it's that time is up. The time is up on as far as who fought who's been in the war and stuff like that. I thought that interview was lame as hell. But these two, they should have been fought. I think that this should have been like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This question should have already been answered. But like and everybody else know, Daniel ain't all that either. If we want to take that Joe Joyce is slow as hell, well then Daniel Dubois ain't all that either. Even though he got good combinations and stuff like that, but he ain't the fastest and he ain't the smartest boxer either.
That's all I'm saying.
No, man, I wouldn't be surprised either way either, man. But listen, man, I got to run for now. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mike. Pleasure.
Man, you ain't going nowhere. I'm joking.
But as always a pleasure there, Scotty, and people in the chat, man. Salute to everybody.
Cano Local Sports, is that your YouTube page?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna subscribe.
All right, I'm gonna likewise do it with yours. I gotta pull it up over. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go into the actual live itself, man, and grab it from there.
Hey, whether or not you subscribe to me or not, it doesn't matter, man. I still subscribe. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings, brother.
Nah, but I want to check you out, man, because you talking like you got some knowledge there, man. If somebody talks like they got some knowledge, I'm intrigued. I want to hear.
No, I ain't got none. I just been listening to World Combat Sports too long.
Let me drink to that. Hey, I
All right.
appreciate both of y'all pulling up. Cano Loco Sports. Y'all be sure to check him out. You know what
Right.
it is, man. And Michael Johnson in boxing, man. Be sure to check him out too, man. Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I stay on if you want. I don't have no problem. I ain't doing nothing.
Oh, it's all good, man. I'm gonna ask you something that may interest you just a little bit more, man. This stuff that's been going on with the video that came out with Deontay Wilder, you know, training JDs and the heroin and all that. Did you laugh at that shit? What's your thought process on that, man? Give me your take.
I was laughing. I was laughing hard as hell, and because I already kind of seen like some of the stuff that was already being said before this happened, and it kind of seems like people are really just upset about what Deontay Wilder said about Mark Breland. That's really what it all really is about.
True.
It's not about the heroin. It's not about Deontay Wilder picking the white man over the black man. Those are all talking points to get people to people don't understand when the seed is implanted in their mind. You know what I'm saying? Somebody planning to put a seed out there, and then a lot of people are going out there and making videos on this thing and stuff like that, trying to get clickbait and stuff like that. And it's disgusting because I don't ask for donations. I'm not monetized or anything. I never ask anybody to ask for a cash app or anything. I always avert them to somebody else that I know that has a cash app to donate to them.
Yeah.
Because if I was monetized, I would be having, I'll be having raffles to give back to my fans. But I think it's dumb. It's when you look at it, when you look how the thing moved like it was weightless, like it wasn't a solid piece of matter. I don't know how many people have ever looked at a drug baggie, but drug baggies does not move like cotton or gauze. It looked like it was weightless.
Talk to him, man.
It looked like it was weightless. And out of all the videos that everybody showed, out of all the videos that are out there online in HD, everybody found the most grainiest video to show.
Correct.
Like they was trying to hide something. And that's the reason why I try to tell people is the first thing that you should do with any sport, whether it's football, boxing, or whatever, I don't care who you're listening to. When somebody is talking ill about somebody, when somebody is trying to push something crazy out there like that, go and look and research the shit yourself first. Because you got to always check the source of information where it's coming from, because it might not be coming from a good place.
Damn, true words, bro. That's some solid shit you just said. Yeah, man. I agree. That's the first thing I did. I wanted to see the article. I wanted to see the article which they was talking about. How did it move? How can you do an eye test? And when I'm talking about the source who made the video, how can you do an eye test and with the possibility you may not have been in the building? So now we go to step 2 of stupidity. And when you describe it, that white substance as heroin. So how many controlled substances that we have out here that are white in color? And how did you do an eye test to determine that it was heroin? The people didn't even latch on to it. Like, okay, let me ask this question. How did they even know it's that? First and foremost, why are you not questioning the freaking validity of them just calling the damn white article heroin? I mean, why not gauze? Any of that shit. That was my point. Like, come on, man. Y'all want to get the grainiest video and go through all that damn effort, but yet you don't want to use attention to detail and say, well, guess what? Yeah, it might be heroin. How? It can be crystal meth. It can be cocaine. It can be all that shit.
But it's white.
Yeah.
Heroin white, I guess, now these days. It's like I don't even know if they even still have this now. You remember Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
That's what the glove gate with this is my running joke. Deontay Wilder having Donald Trump still got more excuses than Deontay Wilder, but it just seems like I heard one guy even say that Deontay Wilder was microchipped.
What?
And I heard all kind of things that people said with the loss. I took the loss as a loss. I still said that the glove looked kind of funny, and it does appear like the dude cheated. But at the end of the day, no matter what kind of boxing fan you is, at the end of the day, why does it really fucking matter whether or not if a fighter took his L or not? Why does it matter you as a fan if a fighter takes his L graciously or not? You're still going to watch these fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Deontay Wilder stepping in there, man, taking the punishment for which he did, amount of fights he's been in there. He knows the second time around what feels different from Tyson Fury than the second time around. Yeah, you can change up the offensive strategy. You can change up your method of attack, whatever the case may be. But when you are saying that all of a sudden Tyson Fury has this power because he changed freaking trainers and went to Sugar Hill from Crunk, you're not ever going to convince me of that shit, because Sugar Hill, Crunk Gym 2.0 or whatever never has had fighters resonate and be able to present that in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He isn't changing fighters over into a whole nother state where they're going in there and compete and they're totally different than what they were previously. I haven't seen
a fighter that's over 34.
Yeah, a fighter of his age and that size, just because he put on some weight, that don't mean shit. Jarrell Miller was contending over 300 pounds, and he didn't have no motherfucking power. He was juiced, but he didn't have power.
Yeah. And then we saw the fights that Jarrell Miller actually tried to sit on his punches, and the motherfucker got gassed out in the 4th, 5th round.
Correct. Yeah.
So he got gassed the fuck out. I mean, but that's why I tell a lot of people is like, whether or not, let's just put it into perspective here. Before the fight, before Wilder fought King Kong Ortiz for the second time, people were saying that Wilder has gotten better. I said Wilder ain't got better. And, and I was trying to tell folks, like, at what? What? Wilder uses the jab correctly when he wants to use the jab correctly.
But he has it.
Yeah. Wilder uses his left hook when he wants to use his left hook correctly. And I've been trying to tell folks that for a very long time. But the thing about it is that you have to put this in perspective. AJ versus Ruiz, AJ versus the Andrew Ruiz, the first fight, and Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the second fight, very similar. Both of those fighters came into the ring looking similar. Remember when James Brown came out with that intro? Be well done, just like that. It sounded they didn't look like half the fighter that they was within the rest of all the other fights.
Who? You talking about the rematches of both?
No, I'm talking about Andrew. The first fight with Anthony Joshua, with Andrew Ruiz.
Correct.
The first fight.
You talking about Anthony Joshua didn't look the part?
Nope.
Okay.
And then when you look at Deontay Wilder, the second fight with Fury, they both look kind of the same. They didn't look like they was whole. I'm talking about like when they're in the ring, when they announcing the fight, when you're looking at both of these guys, you're looking at their eyes, you look at their body motions, looking at how they moving. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, they didn't look right. They didn't look right.
I know for a fact Deontay Wilder didn't look right. Being that he looked absolutely different, and I've been to his fights where he have a lot more energy once he's stepping in the square. For AJ, in a sense, where there was a lot of rumors floating around that he had been knocked out by Joey DeWecko, a sparring partner, which they said wasn't true. But you know how sparring gets out and then they shut it down. I don't know how much that would have had to play into his trainer rubbing the back of his neck the way he was when he was standing in the corner. I'm like, what is this about? Why is he looking all funky
And
right
him
now?
biting biting the mouthpiece.
Yeah, biting the mouthpiece, just looking all goofy. And I don't know what was up with that, but I know he got his ass whipped. But
We knew that. I don't know why Edward Hearn even put this out there. I thought that was the most dumbest. I know why he put it out there. He's trying to get ahead of it. But Edward Hearn even said that the dude had to go see a psychologist
after the fight,
before the fight.
See a psychologist.
They said Navy SEAL, multiple articles, Navy SEAL
the Navy
psychologist
SEAL
before the fight.
Yeah. I tend not to believe everything that Eddie Hearns is saying, especially when he want to say Joshua has to go to see a Navy SEAL leading up to this fight with Andy Ruiz. The reason being there, Mike, is that Andy Ruiz, man, he was a last minute replacement, dog. So that means that he had to go see a freaking psychologist, Navy SEAL, when Jarrell Miller was the opponent. You know what I'm saying? He can't.
You're right.
Have to go see that shit because Andy Ruiz was the opponent.
Wasn't it like 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was very short notice, like on the damn fallout of Jarrell Miller testing positive, and then damn Andy Ruiz being inserted as the new opponent. So why would he had to go see a psychologist for that shit? Come on, bro.
Man,
like,
I ain't gonna lie, I won $500 off of that fight.
Okay, damn.
I ain't gonna lie, I did. I put my $50 on old boy, and when that was over, I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, I didn't even think I was gonna get that money.
That was the time to bet. Buster Douglas and Andy Ruiz. That was the time for
but Buster Douglas, I hear that shit was insane. This one was $50 gave you $500 on Andy Ruiz. But guess what? It's not like I went to Vegas or I went to Detroit and placed a bet. You know what I'm saying? I did it online with Bovado. Bovado is some bullshit. I implied anybody, if you want to do some sports betting, take your ass to casino or find another website, because you're gonna get a check, and then you got to take that check to your bank, and then your bank is gonna take a minute to cash it. So that's how I put it. They're gonna give you one of them. They gave me a Canadian check.
Damn.
And I got USAA. So, USAA ain't got no bank, so I had to actually mail it in.
Damn. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You haven't tried to get with Navy Fed?
I got Navy Fed.
Okay.
But I'm in Michigan. Ain't no branches up here.
All right. I mean, I thought you can basically, if it has the plus symbol or whatever, it's basically applicable to other banking organizations or banking. You can just go to the teller machine and submit the check, and I
went to Chase, and Chase told me I got to be a member to cash the check.
Okay, I got you.
And then Walmart wouldn't do it, so they was probably scared because it was a check from Canada, and they figured I was probably trying to steal something. You know what I'm saying? Even though they can verify it, but they didn't want to put their necks on the line, which is understandable.
I look at the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight, man. I believe that Deontay Wilder, as much as he fought with injuries, everything he's been a part of in the sport of boxing, I don't see him as being a guy who's making excuses just off one loss. I just didn't never get that vibe from him when I seen him in person or in fight camp or him at regional cards. I just never got that vibe that he's just an excuse maker. I seen him as a dude that was blessed with a crazy amount of freakish nature with his power, kind of like what they say, country strong. Deontay Wilder is country strong. And he was able to go into a sport where there is no such thing as a boxing template. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own style, especially when you get heavier in the weights, in the divisions. And he the one who stepped in there and felt some type of way about what he was, Tyson Fury was touching him with. He felt that it may have been something different. Like, come on now. I didn't feel this nowhere close to the first fight. But people acting like Tyson Fury didn't land a shot in the first fight. That's far from the truth, because people was like saying, "Oh, he won." So Deontay Wilder had to get touched in the first fight. He had to feel the power. It went the distance. He was in there for 12 rounds. So this time around, all of a sudden, the punches feel that much more threatening. It feels that much punishment, heavier. They doing a lot more damage than the first. You know, hey, it should come out. It should come out, man.
Well, if everybody, you know, you can watch the fight again if you want to. You know, you can actually go on YouTube. You can watch the fight. And as far as I'm concerned, the downfall was when he got hit in the back of the head, and it was one of those hits to the back of the head to where, you know, the ref couldn't call it as like he meant to do it and stuff like that because just the way everything unfolded. But nonetheless, he was hitting the back of the head. The dude never recovered, and Tyson Fury took advantage of it. But Deontay Wilder still went out swinging, and you know, it's just that's just the way it is with boxing. You know,
that's the heart in it, man. People got to give him credit for having heart. Deontay never been the one that quit, man. Even look, check this out. When he was in trouble in the 7th round with Luis Ortiz, some fighters might have quit and took a knee. You know what I'm saying? Deontay even says that, you know, Luis was giving him some heavy punches during that round. He said, Luis Ortiz, yeah, you know, he was dropping some bombs. I mean, he let it be known, but he still made it out from 41 seconds of fury. I'm talking about furious punches from Luis Ortiz. He still walked directly over to his corner, sat down, and came out for the 8th, turned the fight around and got the victory. I think there's too many people that's using him as an easy target to discredit him as a boxer.
It is. I mean, because you got to understand, it's like most of the stuff is coming from YouTube, and people never wanted to give Wilder his credit anyways. You know, so if you never wanted to give Wilder his credit as being a WBC champion, and that he's all he did was fight bums, well, how can you even say that Tyson Fury won his match from a legitimate champion? And then if you take that further, how can you give Tyson Fury let me put it like this. Put this in perspective.
I know where you're going with it. Yeah.
Tyson Fury does not fight Wilder, but he fights Carlos Takam. You guys, if you seriously as a fight fan is gonna let that slide, you seriously is gonna say, I'd rather see Tyson Fury fight Carlos Takam over Deontay Wilder.
You're talking about the Carlos Takam who just went the distance during the bubble with Jerry Forrest. You know what I'm saying?
Correct, like, Mundo.
You know, I mean, he went the distance with this dude, and he's lost to Joshua. He's lost to Alexander Povetkin. I mean, Deontay Wilder has one freaking loss to his ledger. Why are you tripping? You got what you wanted. Those of you naysayers out there that was looking for him to get his first L, you got what you wanted, and also you got him. You know, you got the result that you want with him losing the title. Now he wants the trilogy. The fans are like, no, Fury, allow him to fight somebody else. Deontay need to fight a tune-up fight. Why? I mean, y'all weren't saying that shit about Joshua.
Well, this is the reason why. This is the reason why. The reason why is because Tyson.
For a second, Mike. Hey, Mark Nash, salute to you, man. Thanks for the donation. Said WCS and entire YT community, salute to you. Go ahead, my brother. Speak.
Well, Tyson Fury is the only boxer in boxing history that I know of that actually was allowed to keep his win for natural long,
yeah,
because of Triple BOC, UCAD did not have enough money to pursue a case,
and it was an appeal.
And they didn't have enough money to appeal it. And even Tyson Fury even came out there and said he's gonna bankrupt. He's gonna bankrupt. Tyson Fury came out and said he's gonna bankrupt UCAD because Tyson Fury already knew that UCAD didn't have the money. How did Tyson Fury know that UCAD didn't have the money?
Good question.
How does a fighter know that a boxing commission does not have to have the money to pursue a case that he's implicated in? You know why he knew that? Because everybody he knows already knows that they didn't have the money, so they told his ass. And how many people out there is going to believe a fighter, Pops? Nobody believes that Nobody believes Canelo with the Glutarol, first of all. So why would you believe that a fighter paused for nandrolone because he ate boar dinglings?
Yeah. Uncastrated.
Yeah, like
Uncastrated boar dinglings.
you know, if a wild boar is castrated, that takes away from it being a wild boar because the testosterone, right? The testosterone levels, and it just naturally being in the wild builds up those inhibitors before it actually grows hair and tusks. Any pig that's uncastrated in captivity, you take that thing out into the wild, it's going to go hair and tusk.
And it's going to reproduce at a high rate.
Exactly. So you mean to tell me a farmer has wild boar in the UK but doesn't have it on his books? But you selling the meat. Any meat that you sell to anybody has to be on the books. Like over here, you got FDA. Even if I was to have a cow, or even if I was to have chickens, or even if I was to have goats in my backyard, there's still parameters that I'm still going to have to give these animals certain amount of shots, certain shots. Now, goats is going to be different because the only thing I'm going to have to give it is the stuff that is going to like kill it if it happens to get it. Now, chickens, I'm not really going to have to do nothing, but I still need to make sure that my chickens don't get cancer, don't get no weird ass mites, don't get no weird ass parasites. So I'm gonna have to put something in the feed. You see what I'm saying? So you mean it, but if I'm selling the meat, I'm gonna have to have books. I'm gonna have to have something because if somebody gets sick, right, they're gonna have to know what lot that animal came from. Was it the same lot of this animal? Was it the next lot? That's the reason why Tyson's Chicken and all these companies, they get all these recalls for meat, but they don't get recall on all of it. They only get recalls on the lots that they came from. So this dude doesn't even have, I can't even take a livestock from one state to the next in the United States without declaring it because people got to know where the shit came from. It's not that people think that livestock is just this one thing that you just get it and you just raise it and you just sell it. No, you got to have this shit on your books. You got to have this. Each animal got to have a number. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me, is because he comes back and says that he never had any wild boar. Then he comes and say that he reneged on it.
Yeah, he was kind of forced. He was kind of forced back in seclusion because of the the accusations he was making about them reneging or recanting the money that they were supposed to have paid him. But even you said, to touch on what you said, also when it came down to an appeal, why was he allowed to fight another fight such as a title fight when you had an appeal to a drug test pending? How are you going there to a championship fight for the unified titles and fight and you win and it's never turned over as a no contest? They never reversed that shit.
Yep. It's all with UCAD, man. UCAD is just like any box commission up over here. You know, they I just put like this, these boxing commissions. I'm including UCAD in this thing. It's like they always feel that they can do whatever they want to with a fighter, and they have this mental complex that they could do this and do that, blah blah blah, woo. But they don't ever know that at some point a fighter's gonna get over on them by their own fucking rules, and they don't know that. And when you're dealing with people like that and stuff like that, this is the type of stuff that you're gonna do. Now, I do not blame Tyson Fury for whatever he did, because if he did get caught with nandrolone, he wants to fight and he wants to do this and then the third, then he needs to protect himself. He needs to protect his brand and stuff like that. But to come up over here to say that you're going to fight Carlos Takam over Deontay Wilder, you know, with everything that I know about you and stuff like that, or I'm thinking that you ain't doing right and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense. Carlos Takam, really? Because remember, it was Ajit Cabiel at first was the rumor, and then Carlos Takam promoter came out and said, no, it was us. You can't make this shit up. Like, and then you got the ESPN deal. You mean to tell me that ESPN was going to broadcast Tyson Fury versus Carlos Takam in the United States when Tyson Fury has never sold? Tyson Fury has never. The amount of money that ESPN gave to Tyson Fury, allegedly, Tyson Fury, without Deontay Wilder, let's just say, Tom Schwartz and the other dude, out of Wallin, or whatever the case may be, did not give ESPN the numbers that it needed to get that money back that it gave Tyson Fury. The same thing with Canelo and DAZN. The same thing with Canelo and DAZN. Canelo has never done numbers on DAZN to where they was gonna get their money back. The same thing with Tyson Fury. So you mean to tell me that ESPN was gonna play that shit up over here? No, they weren't.
Well, you got to remember that, Mike. They put Jerry Forrest and Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam was they was the main event in the bubble.
Well. Tyson Fury's thing with ESPN is almost up. So they don't have no choice but to try to get their money back. He has to fight somebody credible other than Deontay Wilder up over here, because he already put
on some questionable main events now. Carlos Takam versus Jerry Forrest was the main event in that fight, and Jarrell Miller. That's the last.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that, but I understand that. But if you gave a guy X $1 million for 4 or 5 fights, and he already squandered 2 fights, and then he fought Deontay Wilder twice, you only got 1 more left. You gonna allow this guy to get out of the contract, and you ain't got your money back with that one fight?
That's somewhat like the Canelo situation that was going. They had a problem with him not giving them 1 premier fight a year. So that was one of the discrepancies that they was bringing to the Canelo camp. Golden Boy saying, "Hey, check this out. We're gonna pay you less, Canelo. You're not giving us that 1 premier fight we was looking for." And from what I understood, they was really hoping for Canelo Triple G trilogy, but it never materialized. So that was one of the stipulations or problems that they had with Canelo Alvarez, is that I'm going to pay you less than what you're supposed to get per fight on this $365 million 11 fight contract. So
it was because I can send you the documents. I got it all. Basically what it was, when the zone first came up over here, they asked for they wanted the Daniel Jacobs and Triple G fight with Canelo. That's what they said they wanted. Off rip. They got the Daniel Jacobs, they never got to the Triple G fight, right? And the zone was trying to pay Canelo $23 million. That basically meant out of that $23 million, that Golden Boy was going to get 5 of that. See what I'm saying? Because a part of Canelo's a deal was that Canelo was getting I think 30 or 35, and then Golden Boy was getting 5 million. That's what it was. But then they tried to restructure because of COVID and not deal with the contract, because they already saw that the numbers were declining, and then they weren't getting that money globally like they was before the pandemic. So they tried to give them 23 million, and then that's when you hear about this Ethereum and this other fight, and then the zone was like, wait a minute now, we need other fights than this, because we got this dude named Canelo that's supposed to be this big guy, and we're not getting these big fights to keep our numbers up. And
Go ahead.
And that's the reason why I paid out of my own dollar to actually like buy all the stuff and actually read it for myself, because at the time there was too many people out there making videos on this Canelo thing that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So I paid for it myself.
I just look at it 2019 there, Mike, when he fought Daniel Jacobs and Sergey Kovalev. Those weren't considered premier. And like you said, they was really looking forward to him in 2020. But unfortunately, COVID-19 hit, the pandemic hit and everything. But then word gets out that the fight he's planning on having, that the zone turned down, was the Abney Yildirim fight. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to scoop up that WBC, that vacant WBC title that was vacated by David Benavidez for missing weight.
Right. There you go.
That kind of spent the shit in another direction. Like, hell no, we ain't paying for that shit. And you ain't getting 30-some million for fighting a sparring partner.
Right. And then the thing was that, who had the ability to pick the fights. That was another part of it too. In the lawsuit, was it Golden Boy, was it Canelo, or was it DAZN? And
Canelo did have a last say so in his opponents.
No, he didn't.
That's what they did. They said Canelo had a say so in his opposition. So you saying that's not true?
He didn't read his shit right. That's the reason why he conceded and said that basically like he didn't know what was in his contract. It wasn't properly explained to him.
Okay.
Which could be part of a thing, but you have to sign something that says that, do you understand what you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And usually just signing the contract is attestation for that.
So you're saying he don't have no say so in the opponents that he's facing? He have to.
He didn't have that. He had a say so, but he didn't have it like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't have the last word. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have the last word.
This person, no, I don't want to do it. Okay.
No, he didn't have no last word, like no overall say that this is who I'm fighting. He had a say in it, but it was on a money making aspect of basically like, because nobody at DAZN knows boxing. First of all, nobody at DAZN knows boxing. All them pencil neck ass, cocaine snorting looking ass dudes, Jimmy Neutron looking ass dudes, they don't know nothing about boxing.
Damn, Jimmy Neutron in the motherfucker.
Yeah, if you go to DAZN and you look at the marketing people, everything, there's people from the UK, there's people from Sweden, nobody from the US, but John Skipper. And he's a cokehead.
But how was the name even able to float on the surface, man, with Abney Yildirim? That went all the way up to trying to, seek approval for it, man, over there at DAZN. So who selected that? I think that was Canelo, right?
I think it was, because I can't remember, but I think it was Golden Boy as well. I think it was Golden Boy as well.
He had to have some.
Another thing is that's funny about all this stuff with the lawsuit and everything. Where is Bernard Hopkins?
Bernard Hopkins may be behind the scenes talking, discussing some shit.
But wait a minute. Bernard Hopkins is a stakeholder, and we ain't heard this dude in like maybe a year. Yeah,
you can be a stakeholder and hold your goddamn comments from being public.
And
I'm serious, man.
I don't think Bernard agreed with none of this.
Okay.
I don't think he agreed with none of it. I don't think he agreed nothing was going on with the Ryan Garcia. I don't think he's agreeing what's going on with Canelo. I don't think he's agreeing on what's going on with the future of the company. I don't think he's agreeing with none of this stuff.
But he's a stakeholder though. So
he's a major stakeholder. Because remember, he used to be one of the dudes that was doing all the talking. Because
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting to. He used to do the talking. Now he quiet.
Because oh boy was busy with all his old lawsuits and fishnets and uncompromised position with kitchen utensils.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah.
That's what the FBI said. The FBI said that they saw pictures of You can look it up on you on you can
I
look it
mean,
up
yeah,
on multiple
I know
articles.
what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
Red, the FBI said that shit. So it wasn't me that said it.
yeah, for sure.
But you know, I wish everybody the best. Like nobody wants to see a promoter goes under and fights not being made and stuff like that. Us as fight fans, we have like legitimate gripes on why we're not seeing what we're seeing. Why each and every weekend we come on, we got to hear you talk about MMA and how good MMA is doing and how good Dana White is doing, and then we got to watch our lovely old boxing with these freak fests.
You know what was an eye opener for me, Mike, during the pandemic was that boxing has been around so long. I would have thought the branches that they have in the sport, and there's many of them, I would think they would have had enough to push through the pandemic a bit easier. You know what I'm saying? With the shit being shut down and being able to support some of these fighters, but talking to a lot of fighters, man, they were struggling. Like a lot of these fighters wasn't getting a stipend, none of that shit. They was just left out to fend for themselves, man. And boxing should not have been around as long as it has and have a lack of organization during a time like this. You know, if you're an active fighter signed to a promotion, there should be something in place. You know what I'm saying? It should be something in place. But you know, you heard some of these big time promoters, they was sounding like they was in distress. But the UFC was steadily trying to make fights happen. Whether it was going to be over in California on the Indian reservation, Florida. I mean, you know, the training center in Vegas, the Apex Center, they was making shit pop. They was still had the wheels turning. And I was trying to tell people that is a huge eye opener for me on how the UFC is running their business. You know, how they're able to move during the, you know, during turbulent times, and they prove they can do that shit.
Well, I'm gonna give you some examples, right? So the initial contract that Crawford signed with Top Rank, he wasn't given the stipend, right? Crawford's first fight with Top Rank was only worth Crawford only got $250,000. Okay, right? Bermain Stavern with Don King, right? His contract with Don King, which I happened to find, he was actually given a stipend a month. He was actually given a stipend, living expenses a month in the thousands.
Cool.
Bermain Stavern. Some of these boxers get it, but a lot of these boxers don't. See, the thing about with UFC and boxing is that you got one guy with a whole pool of fighters. So not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody is going to get a stipend, but every fighter is going to want what the fuck they owe at the end of the day. And Dana White is going to pay you what you signed for. But with boxing, what happens is that too many times, over and over again, a fighter signs a contract with a promoter and the promoter does not fucking pay. You see what I'm saying? The promoter, the network, or whoever don't want to pay. It happens over and over again. And you're absolutely right. I think that if you sign with a promoter, it would behoove the promoter to make sure that at the end of the day, you didn't have to work a fucking 9-to-5 job. You get a stipend a day. It's like if you wanted to work a 9-to-5 job, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But at least at the end of the day, not only you gonna get paid for your fight, but guess what? I'm going to make sure that you ain't gonna go hungry, or I'm gonna make sure that you the roof that just staying over your head, you ain't got to worry about where you're gonna live at, where you're gonna sleep at. And it doesn't happen a lot in boxing. Boxing with these promoters and stuff like that, it's just like the music game. It's like if you most of the time with these boxers that's coming up, they really do fucking need the money. And they're gonna sign whatever contract they gotta sign because they need the fucking money. Why else would Crawford sign a contract, first fight with Top Rank, $250,000? And this is probably And this is probably before 147.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he sign that when he's already unified? When he's already the dude that was already going to win all the belts? Why would he even do that? He needed the fucking money, and Top Rank knew it, but he wasn't given no stipend.
I
If
don't
you want
think
me to,
I
if you
don't
want
think
me to
it's
send that
something
to you,
that
I send it to
resonates.
you.
I don't think that's something that's uniformity across when it comes to boxing, to be honest. I think it's all about the individual and how, you know, how much aware they are to what they're doing in the table talks. You know, how
Yeah.
they negotiating their contracts. Some of these cats, I'm not saying they don't know how to read, but they may not put forth enough interest to kind of read the fine details to see what
Well,
this is going to be. They might look at the whole number, but they don't look at the residual
well,
number.
I forgot to say something, World Combat Sports, because most of the time in boxing, when they give out a stipend, the promoter is going to fucking take that back. So whatever your fight purse is, they're giving you a stipend. Just like I forgot to say this. This is what I was trying to interrupt. Just like Bermain Stavern, Don King was taking that shit back off of your fight purse. So whether or not you was getting $3,000, $6,000 a month for living expense, or for living expense to pay for your training camp, whatever the case may be, these guys is taking that shit back. On top of charging you a percentage, 15 to 30%. And in some cases, they're probably charging a percentage on the stipend that they was giving you, so they probably want interest off of that. Is you absolutely right. I think boxers, that's probably the main thing with boxing, World Combat Sports, is that you can't live off boxing like you was able to live off boxing like Dan refused to lose back in the days was living, because you can't get the fights. You can't get fights. You can't get fights when everybody out here don't want to fight because everybody want to be a pay-per-view star. You can't get fights because everybody out here is so scared shitless to take an L. You're not gonna get them. And so how are you supposed to live? Look at Amanda Serrano. Look at Amanda St. Ville. Look at all these other fighters out here. They probably look at the one black fighter, the female fighter. Hell, she's a fucking policeman. You know what I'm saying? Look at one of the UFC fighters. He was working in a damn restaurant until he finally got his shot to where he didn't have to work at a restaurant no more.
Davis and Figueredo.
Nah, not him, but like a shorter Mexican looking dude with the cauliflower ears. Probably Aldo.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But people gotta understand that. Like back in the days, like when you used to hear boxers, they talk about cab drivers. They literally was. They literally like look. Have you heard of Dan Rayfuse?
Who?
Dan Rayfuse. He fought Mickey Rourke back in the days.
I'm not sure. I have to look at his face.
I know his daughter. This dude literally flew all the way over to the UK to have a fight, right? Because most of his fights didn't have contract. It was on promises. Promises. Like, hey man, you go over there, you have this fight. Because back in the days, a lot of them cats didn't, he didn't even tell you. A lot of them cats didn't have like solid contracts. They had like, hey man, I'm gonna pay you this. And they give you the money, you go there, you can have the fight, blah, 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 done and over with, right? This dude went all the way over there to UK, fought for $5,000. When he got back, the promoter was like, I need that money back. And this shit been happening in boxing since Jack Broughton, who invented boxing gloves back in 1773. No boxer has been able to, do what UFC fighters have been doing, like World Combat Sports is telling y'all. No boxer. No boxer has ever been able to live an actual boxer's life and especially in this COVID time, actually be able to train properly and stuff like that and give us, the consumers, a good product, even if they was afforded to. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking too much World Combat Sports, but I don't know.
You're dropping some good jewels. You know, it's knowledge, man. It's all about knowledge. You know, education. Because everybody have their own layer. Like you dig into the contractual part of it, and you able to provide that for the fans. That's what it's all about. Actually, you know, it's been solid, man. You know what I'm saying? I was tuned in. I was listening to what you had to say. It's just for me, when it comes to, you know, the UFC and how they're building training facilities globally, not just regional, globally, in other countries like China and freaking Japan, they're building eat, sleep, and train, repeat. Eat, sleep, train, repeat. They're building facilities like that. You're able to sleep on site, train, eat, and sleep, and get back up and do the same thing. Of course, it's not free, but UFC is building up these facilities globally. Boxing has been around longer than the UFC. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see hardly any. I see little pockets of boxing gyms that sprout up. But I don't see like this facility that caters to boxers, that you're able to have like this dormitory setting, you know, a kitchen, and the freaking bags, rings, all that shit. You just don't see it, man.
I bet you them motherfuckers reek of testosterone, boy. Woo! Man. Shit. I bet you, man, I would not want to. It's like, if you was living in one of them joints, man, you had no choice but to be like, woo, man. Because I know they had one trying to pop up in India and then go, I'd be reading. But I think that's what boxing should do, man. I think if I was a boxer and I got let's say about $20 million, and whatever the case may be, I would be reluctant. I would be really. I would probably open up my own boxing gym, spend $1 million. Not solely on the boxing gym, because the boxing gym ain't got to be all that. First of all, everybody likes the motherfucking musty anyway, and dingy a little bit around it, But I would literally spend $1 million just on getting people, whether or not it's from, Ghana, Nigeria, the UK, up over there in France, South America, Puerto Rico, whatever the case be. Try to grab a couple cats that, because some of them countries, man, you leave, you can't go back. Like Louis King, like Luis Ortiz.
We know the Cubans now. We know the Cubans ain't rolling back through.
You know what I'm saying? He missing a lot of family members, man. And so Wilder to give him 2 shots, man, that put him over the top, because when nobody else giving it to him, because that dude was about to go hungry.
Yeah, about to go hungry, and people don't understand. Like King Kong escaped Cuba like twice. Shit.
Yeah, and it's like you never know what your family members got to go through because you a defector.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't his grandparents probably, but his mom's, his nieces and nephews probably still over there. He's probably still trying to get them up out of there. That's a lot of fucking. But the good thing about it is he probably living in Florida, to where property value real low, to where you can get him a nice little compound. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
you have a lot more Cubans that holds down resident there too.
Yeah, that too. He don't got to really. Yeah, that's another thing too. He ain't really got to know English too. That's another one thing too. Yep. Not up over there. He can just sit up in his community and just speak his native language and be fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just find it. You absolutely right though, man. It just sucks, man. And that's the reason why a lot of people, I'm a hater with it, but I think a lot of people is right with Dana White, with boxing and stuff like that. But maybe I'm just a little hater with it. But, boxing do need to change, man. Shouldn't no boxer around here that you see on TV day in and day out be hungry. I mean, you remember what's his name? Benjamin Franklin. Remember him, the heavyweight?
Yeah.
Right? Out of Saginaw, right? Remember him? You ain't heard of him lately, right?
What's
He
up
fought
with
on he fought on Wilder's. Well, I ain't gonna I tell you behind the scenes.
Okay.
But you know, he's not a bad heavyweight. He's a young guy, but he ain't all that. But you ain't heard nothing up from him either. But guess what? If he had something of the same thing like what the UFC got, to where like you get a stipend and the only thing you got to do is box and maybe find a roof over your head or eat something, find somewhere to eat and stuff like that. But there's a support system with the UFC. There ain't no support system with boxing. There ain't none. It's either you a boxer that's getting the fights to where you could buy a house and you could do that shit or not. Because $250,000 after taxes and after paying your team, after paying all these guys, probably ain't all that. You're probably only getting what, $40,000-$50,000.
It's too many moving parts in boxing too that allows people to face the bad end of it. It's like all for one, and one for I. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of boxers get screwed over and they the ones stepping through the ropes. Do
you believe that anybody? Do you think that any boxer legally should be giving up 50% of their check?
Hey, man, no. When you hear the numbers, no. But hey, when you look, what if you was in a position where you're trying to get someone to move you? You've been fighting on the regional level, you winning, but you ain't fighting anybody comparable to what you believe you could do on a higher level, right?
Right.
So you sign a contract with somebody that tells you, hey, I can get you to this particular level right now, but I want you to sign for me for 5 fights. And within those 5 fights, I'm gonna get 35, 40%. But I promise you, I'm gonna get you that fight that you're looking for on this top ranked promotion, PBC, Golden Boy, whatever. That's how some fighters get swoon. You know what I'm saying? They get wrapped up, they get drawn in. They sign the contract. They don't read the fine details. So on that 40%, it might be another 5 to 10%. You know what I'm saying? That they have to pay for this, that, and the other.
The only thing I know of is that through lawsuits I've read, like in the Wilder versus in the lawsuit versus PBC versus Al Heyman versus, because that's what it said. It didn't say PBC. So Al Heyman versus Top Rank. It literally said that. I think it's 150 or 250. PBC ain't charging any fighters anything under that.
If it ain't what?
If the fight is under 150 or 250, PBC ain't charging any fighters a fee.
Okay, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was real cool because at the end of the day, if it's 150 or 250, they ain't getting no much out of that. And a lot of fighters ain't getting no $150, $250 fight a year. Remember the guy that just fought Louis King Kong Ortiz? He had his purse held, and his purse was only $80,000.
Yeah, Alexander.
$80,000. A grown ass man.
Well, they released it. They released it.
They finally released it. Yeah. One dude probably only getting that. That's the biggest paycheck he getting a year, and he's giving that 80,000 out of that 80,000. 30% is going to tax.
That's true.
30% going to taxes, and the rest going to his team. And after that, he getting that. So he ain't getting that much. He got to fight again. And he probably didn't have that many fights this year. Why do you think Devin Haney was over there fighting in Mexico and all that time and stuff like that? The money. Hello. The money.
It's cheaper for them to go over there and get those fights in Mexico. Because people don't understand how the A side, B side work on the regional level. A side having to pay for their opponent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand that some of these fighters go in there and they sign Even the promoters on the regional level, sometimes they have their fighters sign a $1 contract for tax purposes.
If you don't think piss test is cheap, boxing gloves ain't cheap.
Yeah.
You talk about if you talking about custom gloves, you talking about 6,000. You could be talking about $6,000 a piece.
Yeah.
A fucking piece. If you talking about some regular old Everlast, okay, maybe a couple $100. But them grants, a lot of those grants, a lot of those boxing gloves, like uncustom, they going for $1,000. You know what I'm saying? $1,000. You think some of these promoters ain't over here, ain't putting up that shit? FA Java will tell you right now, his whole time in the amateurs, his promoters and shit like that couldn't even pay for his gloves. Couldn't even pay for his gloves. Couldn't pay for his mouthpiece and all that shit. They wasn't paying for shit, he said. Even though Ronnie Shields left his ass. But, you know, when you start thinking about it, boxing and UFC is not a cheap sport. Let's talk about this if you want to get with a boxing gym or an MMA gym. How much money you got to spend a month? Because, you know, if you were really a fighter and stuff like that, you would think that you had to be in the gym at least, at minimum, 4 days a week. At maximum, 7 days a week. Right?
Yeah.
So let's start doing the math. This shit isn't fucking expensive. It's expensive. You can literally run as an amateur or as a professional fighter quick as hell just by going to the gym $1,000 in 1 month. Just off of training fees. Whether that is MMA, whether that is boxing. This shit ain't fucking cheap. For boxing, like World Combat Sports is saying, as far as boxing, how long it's been around, not to have a support system. Ask some of these parents how much they paying for their kids to box.
You know, a friend of mine, right, was on the regional card where I'm coming out with a documentary on him sooner or later. I just have to put some more pieces together. But he brought about over, I think, a dozen fighters to her show. He get, you know, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he gets fighters off the street or whatever. And this where the fans that's tuned in from the outside the window, they see and look down and scrub the records. They see all these people with debuts, you know, 0-3, whatever. It's fighters like him that he brings to these regional cards that's able to be passed. They pass the medicals, you know what I'm saying, and they're able to get the boxing license. Check this out. What just happened was one of these promoters, they was missing a pair of gloves, and they say, "Hey, where's this glove? We gave it to your fighter." He say, "I don't know where the gloves are." He said, "Man, this is expensive ass gloves. You know, this is just a regional card." And he was telling the truth. He said, "I don't know where they at." So this dude, you know, all the hell broke loose over a pair of gloves. The fighter still got paid, but then he walked outside. He had a big ass van, and the 2 rear tires were slashed over some motherfucking gloves, dog. So, you know, he told the promoter, and the promoter really didn't tell him anything. He's like, I don't know what to say. But that's how dead in the water and broke boxing is. Like, you can really put yourself in a situation such as him to the point where people are gonna retaliate over some gloves, over some motherfucking gloves on the regional level, y'all. This, because in order for you to be a promoter, you have to have some pretty decent pockets. You just can't be a promoter and you don't have any pockets, because you got to lock on the facility, insurance for that facility, insurance for the fighters, you know, slot fee. I mean, all that crap. But yeah, man, he got both his rear tires slashed, man.
Shit, just getting the going to the sheriff's office and getting a license just to promote the thing. It's like $350. I mean, it's the cheapest thing that you can get, but it's $350. In most places, it ain't over $500. But still, you put that, then you put the EMTs on lock, then
You
you got to
gotta
get
have
all
the
these
EMT.
judges. Then you got to get all these,
Tell them the fight don't go on without the EMT, bro.
right. And then you got to get all these fucking judges. Then you got to get all these fucking referees. Why do you think JD's was reffing for fucking 5 fights in a row that fucking night? Because them motherfuckers probably fucked up, didn't have nobody.
Yeah. Good
That's
point.
the reason why JD's probably ref all them fights, because they probably fucked up, didn't have nobody. And JD stepped in because he got his license and he helped and he did his part. I don't think anybody recognized JD's reffing by like 4 or 5 fights that one night. I forget for what fight it was for. It wasn't for a Wilder fight, but JD's ref 4 or 5 fights in one night. I saw him do it. Yep. I saw him do it.
What region was it? What state it was?
I forget what fight. I forget what fight it was for, but I remember it was him for like 4 or 5 fights. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, damn, because I don't think people actually pay attention to how attentive you have to be as a referee. I don't think people actually pay attention to how attentive that you got to be. Like, you can, if you don't know what you're doing, you can get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you look at some of these judges, look at the back of their shirt, they sweating their fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching Judge Mills Lane when I was a little child, watching this little man referee heavyweights, trying to break them apart, damn near getting his head knocked off. But I noticed that he was sweating his ass off too. And he had to get water breaks between rounds. And then he had to also take the scorecard from here, take the scorecard from there, and shit like that between rounds. It ain't, man, being a referee ain't easy, man.
People don't really even take in consideration about the referee unless it's a bad call or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Some of the motherfuckers out here that's listening and on YouTube should probably actually become a referee them damn selves. Should actually go out there and take the test, actually go out there and try to do that shit, because first of all, it's a hustle in itself because you get extra money. Whether or not it's like you being a ref for Pee Wee football or where the case may be, or high school football or where the case may be, but you get little check, right? But at the same time, it allow you to understand that it's not that fucking easy. I understand it ain't that easy. I get mad at the rest, but I still know that, hey, man, I ain't in the ring, so I can't call it all, but I don't know. But I'm not going to sit up over, but I'm going to tell you, only one referee that pisses me off, and that's the dude I like to call the spirit of boxing, Jack Reese.
I know you was going to mention Jack Reese. God damn.
That's the only one. Out of everybody else, I let him slide. But Jack Reese, nah, bro. I can't let Jack Reese. I can't. It's too many times, man, that he just contradicts himself. Too many times. It's just too many times. And I forgot about all the times, but I'm not saying he ain't a bad ref, but he has bad tendencies. Because I played semi-pro football, and I played in a non-profit league. That basically means is that if you play in the profit league for semi-pro football, your college eligibility is over. So, or your Olympic is over. Once you start getting paid, you can't play in the Olympics. You can't play, you know what I'm saying? And you can't be you can only be a professional after that, right?
Correct.
In most sports. Soccer, I don't know, but most sports, especially with football, once you get paid, you cannot play college. And that includes soccer. So a lot of referees, they bought and paid for it in semi-pro football because they're nonprofit leagues. Each referee gets paid $250 per game, each referee. How many referees in one football game? See what I'm saying?
I don't fucking know. 3, 4?
No, there's more than 3. It's like
Okay.
5 or 6. Yeah. You got one on each sideline, one in the back, one in the front. Yeah. You got about 5, 6 referees. I never counted the referees because I don't care. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing: motherfuckers getting side cut. When I got a game, when we have a game, we score 6 touchdowns in a row, and each one of our touchdowns gets called back.
Damn, dog.
Like, you better ask these. I'm in Toledo right now. You better ask the Toledo Thunder out here how they call 6 of our touchdowns back. I'm out here right now. If I wasn't sick, I'd be trying to go to Soul City Gym tomorrow. But I got the Cove, man. I can't be fucking with nobody.
Yeah, shout out to Soul City Boxing, man. Rashawn Jones up there, Charles Conwell, O'Shea Jones, Isaiah Steen, all them guys up there getting it in, man.
Oh, you know how I met some of those guys? You know how I met some of those guys at Soul City Gym?
What?
My old say a lot of them used to go to the Jamaican restaurant in Toledo. They used to go to it was called Dexter's. Now it's called Caribbean Breeze, but I don't know if it's still open. A lot of them used to go there and get their oxtail. That's how I met him. I saw Rob Easter Jr. a couple weeks ago. Like 4 weeks ago. And I'm gonna tell you this one thing: the boy look in shape. Damn, I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you even know about Soul City Gym, man.
What now?
I'm surprised you even know about that gym.
Yeah, I do, man. I just came back from Cincinnati, bro. I went up there for Mike Stafford and covered the Golden Gloves, the sparring that they had in.
Yeah, I saw that. And then you went to you did the hey man, that was a good thing you did for them kids, man, with that karate expo, man.
Yeah, the grappling, BJJ,
Yeah,
man.
that was a good thing, man. Yo, I saw a little boy with the locks. I was like, look at that little youngster, man. He sounded like he really loved the sport and everything, man. Damn.
And them dudes for that age, man, they have a lot of confidence for that art. I mean, you'd be amazed. Like Guy Ficker, the one who I did the longest video on because he had the more matches. I'm talking about he probably had like 10 matches in one freaking sitting, like one day. But this is a teenager we talking about going in there against a grown ass man.
Yeah, but ask Michael J. White. Michael J. White to tell you like a lot of them those karate things he used to go to, like it was multiple like matches a day, and it was like youngsters versus adults.
Correct. And that's why I try to tell him, Mike, like my my visual is a bit different when it comes to just looking at boxing in certain cases because I go to different combat sports and I see the things, the different avenues that they take when having multiple fights a day. You know what I'm saying? I know in the amateurs they do, you know what I'm saying? I know in the amateurs they do, but I just look at some of these tournaments that they have when you have some individuals that may be blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, and they're going to these tournaments, and I see teenagers fighting grown ass adults. But then when it comes to boxing, you don't see it as much. You don't see a teenager really. You got to be 18 years old, first of all. So you don't see like teenagers competing against adults in boxing that's been in the game for like what, 8 years, 9 years? You know, unless that prospect is absolutely fire, like they're a different breed. And looking at Muay Thai, BJJ, all these tournaments, I done seen some punishment. I done seen, different scenarios play out with these people. And that's why I look at boxing a little bit different as far as the punishment factor. I don't know, man. So, MMA and all that, I just look at it different, bro.
I tell you one thing, though. So my coach, his send his high schoolers over to practice with us every now and again, just the wide receivers, not none of the linebackers and shit like that, because they know that some of our guys is just like they have. He'll let the wide receivers come over, but not none of the linebackers and linemen. And Because some of my teammates, man, they don't give a fuck. They lay their own grandmama dick in the dirt. Like they don't have no love. Like you come across that line, if it look like their grandma, they'll run that old lady over. And my coach, he'd bring his high schoolers, his wide receivers over, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won't beat them up, and I won't contest none of the catches or anything like that. But I don't care about the short routes, the deep routes. I'll be right behind them, and I just keep tapping them in their shoulder, let them know I'm there, till they catch the ball, just to mess with them, to make them work to catch the ball. But I'm gonna say this: it's a very good thing when you can actually have different adults, different people that's been in the game, that's mature, to teach these kids, these younger kids, the game. Because the coach might not be able to do it with his mouthpiece and with showing them. But the difference of competition that kid gets in practice, either on the physical aspect of it or on the mental aspect of it and stuff like that, it helps out a lot because you help not only just to build their confidence and their game up, which you can do, but it also helps them to build the confidence that they just naturally just have. You know what I'm saying? Through teaching them the game. Like really understanding why you should do this and why you should do that. And then why, teaching them how the game's supposed to react. I can't teach nobody how to box. I can teach somebody how to play wide receiver and defensive back. I can teach them on why on certain things you just got to trust on playing wide receiver and defensive back. But there's coaches out there that's going to teach people how to be confident with the things that they're teaching them. And that's the hard thing to teach somebody is the confidence. Because the only thing that you should really be going by of is what you was taught, not what you think that you should be fucking doing. Because as a boxer or as an overall athlete, the main thing that the coaches that is teaching that you should actually really adhere to at first, it's just the fucking basics. And the basics is usually the hardest thing that people that understand. Because you can't teach everybody the basics and everybody's not going to catch on to the basics right away. They have to trust it. You know what I'm saying?
Solid, bro. I feel you.
And I see it all the time. I had the whole basics with defensive back. The hardest time to learn was defensive back because guess what? It's real hard for you not to understand that you can't be scared to be burned. Playing defensive back, you cannot be scared to be burned. So you have to just let it go and just trust what the coach is telling you. You know what I'm saying? You move your hand this way, they move this way. You move your hand this way, they move that way. You back up this way. This is the reason why you want to turn in and turn out, to turn the opposite way. This is the reason why they teach you certain things in practice. And that it took me a couple times to get my ass embarrassed in practice. When I say embarrassed, I'm talking about if this shit was on tape, y'all be like, yo, if they had me on tape, I would have had this dude go to NFL. I would have had these guys going to man. I was biting on everything when I first tried to play defensive back. I was biting on everything because I didn't know that you have to have patience. But patience is hard to fucking teach. You can't teach nobody patience in boxing. You can't teach nobody how to sit in the stool in boxing. They have to understand what the coach is saying, and they just gotta kick with them. You can't teach nobody how to sit on the stool like Corrales-Castillo, and bob and weave like that, and dodge punches and give punches back. You can't teach nobody how to be an Earl Spence without confidence. It's straight up confidence in the game that the coach is giving. If you can't do what the coach is telling you to do, you ain't gonna do that. Because that shit's been taught. It ain't been learned, it's been taught. Oh, World Combat Sports. Did I tell you the first time I actually, because you know I'm from San Diego, right?
No, I didn't know that.
I'm from San Diego. So before I joined the Navy, back in this is 05, 06. This is 05 or 06. I went downtown, found an MMA gym, was trying to get in the gym, but I was broke as fuck. I was like, hey man, I want to, try to get some MMA in, and went there and went down. I talked to the owner for about a whole hour, told the owner I don't got that much money, but the owner was trying to get me in. Right? The owner went back and talked to the dudes, trying to hook me up on the deal and stuff like that. Man, they wanted $300 a month.
Damn.
And this is back because I graduated in 04. This is like 05, 06. No, this is 05. Yeah, this is 05. Because I joined the Navy in 06 in December. So this had to be 05. I mean 04. Yeah, 05. 06, I joined the Navy in December, yeah. They wanted $300 a month. And the dude was trying to get me in there. He was just like, hey man, I just want you to come back. Then the third, blah, 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 just didn't work out. He was actually trying to get me to just go there and just, learn some things, a couple things before he actually charged me. But the other guy was like, nah, this in the third. So, yeah. I told the motherfucker, I'll clean the motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
Everything costs, man. Everything costs.
Yeah, this was downtown San Diego. Hey man, but I gotta go. My old lady bothering me.
For sure, man. Hey, appreciate you pulling up, man. You always welcome. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the fam, man. Salute for stopping through.
Yeah, next time you go live, man, I'll be in the comments.
All right, for sure, bro. Thanks. D Hodges in the building. Salute to you. Lawrence William, what's good? Salute, man. Watch out for them people with the cauliflower ears. They're the real one, no joke. It depends on what sport they've been taking. Was it been wrestling their whole time or grappling? Either way, they don't put forth the effort. And cauliflower ears like one of those stamps to let people know that you actually been getting in and out of headlocks. You know what I'm saying? Submissions and remediation, putting in that mat time. Yeah, it's like one of those. What's the best way to put it? It's like one of them tags. It's like one of them body tags that you wear, that someone can identify you as being a combat sports specialist, a practitioner. They're in the martial arts on something. We don't know what. You know what I'm saying? Is it wrestling, grappling? I mean, what? It's a way that you can get past that, though. All you have to do is put on the ear guards. But a lot of people don't want to put on the ear guards because it's not a natural feeling. They want the natural feeling of being, trying to get out of headlocks and certain type of submissions and stuff like that. They want the real feeling, because in a fight, you're not wearing headgear unless, you're in a wrestling match. But in a grappling match, nah. If you're on the mat and you're practicing remediating submissions and everything, offense, defense, then of course you do it enough, especially with a gi. Shit, you're gonna have cauliflower ear, man. You have to deal with that shit. I kind of took down that. I think I removed all my pictures I had up here of some of the worst cauliflower ear you can imagine, man. But back to boxing for a minute. Hey, maybe sometime in the future, boxing is gonna get to a point where it can be a lot. I'm talking about seriously. It can be organized to a point where fighters can better grow in the sport and progress. Fighters won't be able to go broke in such a tough combat sport, because it potentially you can find yourself in a dilemma where you are without funds, where you are struggling, where you are sitting up there wondering, like, why the fuck am I even doing this? But then that may be the only thing you know. Boxing is one of those open turnstiles where you can have a previous record. You know what I'm saying? You can have a criminal record. You could just got out doing 6, 10 years, and you can still find a place to box. Period. You can still get approved for license. That is the love of boxing. That's what it presents you. You know what I'm saying? That is the open entry. That is the welcome aboard package. We don't discriminate. You can come in, and if you're good, guess what? You can make a living where you receiving small purses up to the grand purses, the creme de la cremes. You can become world champion, even if you have did prior time. Outside of boxing, they may not be able to make that sort of money. You know, boxing allowed you to be that Reggie Strickland. If you take it upon yourself to say, okay, I totally identify that I won't be anything special in the sport. Depending if you can go in there and make it to the final bell, you can return again. It don't matter if you lost or won. Let's say you lost. If you don't get knocked out, you can return early. And you can keep getting a paycheck. But if you're getting KO'd, depending on what region you're in, they will suspend your ass for like 3 to 6 months. You can't keep getting knocked out now. You 0-25 and all your losses are KOs. You ain't gonna be able to pass medicals, and they're gonna look at your shit and they're gonna be like, they're not looking at it because you 0-25. They're looking at it to see how your losses look. Have you been stopped? What round you were stopped? If you get stopped in the first round, they're looking at it, nah, we can't approve this shit. Now, if your first 2 fights, that's different. But if we on 15 and 20 and your ass still being slept in the first round, they say, nah, it's only a matter of time. This dude don't have a chin. You know what I'm saying? You might have a chin, but you get knocked the fuck out first round. They're gonna say, no, he's not good. He's just here for a check. He's gonna get himself hurt. And you may not be able to make a living in that particular region. Then you have to drive outside the region. This is another part of how boxing allows you to have expansion. You know what I'm saying? It provides you a bit more open space. You can go to another region and get your boxing license and fight. But once again, it's all about the commission. It's all about the commission. You can go to damn Mexico, get a fight, get a paycheck, come back. But it's all about if you're doing that shit on your own. Do you have a small team? Because you don't want to find yourself getting ramrodded. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to find yourself fighting for nothing. Like, how much I gotta pay you? You didn't tell me this. No, it's in the details, it's in the contract. I mean, that's how you can goddamn make a living off boxing, man. Because when it comes down to it, the sport has so many open doors. I mean, some of those doors are trap doors. I'm not gonna lie. And some of them are open doors for you to travel and journey in boxing and make a pretty decent living for yourself. Real talk. Bond said, and the way they drain them ears look painful as ASF. Yeah, if the cauliflower ear get to a point, because if you don't know what's in between, it's usually fluid. It's in between cauliflower ear. And it's easy for it to tear because your ear is cartilage. So the crazy thing about it, this is real life. This is fact. If you get to a point where your cauliflower ear is so fucked up and you got the money to get a new ear, you can get a new ear. Seriously, you can grow. An ear is cartilage. It's been proven that you can grow an ear on your arm. You can grow an ear somewhere else on your body for real, and they can take that ear, cut it off, and put it on your and put it as a overlay to where your ear used to be. Of course, you got the canal that's going to be there, but cauliflower ear, that's cartilage. That shit can rip off, but you can get a new ear. What's up, 21 Strong? Salute, man. What's good with you? Yeah, but man, ears are crazy, man. Just like a nose. You know, people look at the nose and they say, "Damn, how the fuck is a nose hanging on?" I mean, it's off subject, but yeah. But yeah, man. You know, this boxing the MMA game is a different family. You know, it still deal with combat sports, but it's a different type of family. And really, when it's on the regional level, I'm pretty sure it's fighters on both sides that get screwed over, and it's fighters that really flourish and blossom off the sport. They're able to maintain their business appropriately and make the money, and they don't get railroaded. You know what I'm saying? Because check this out: if you owe a promoter money, just say you supposed to have a fault there or whatever the case may be, and you renege, they can suspend you. They can submit your name, and you can't fight nowhere. They'll have you suspended. That's what a promoter can do to a fighter. They can have you suspended. And then if they put a bond on you, let's say they suspend you and you owe them $1,000, you're not gonna be able to do anything until that damn $1,000 is made whole. And then you can go back to fighting on the card and making a living. Or you can return back to the promoter that you owe and say, check this out. I need some money, man. Can I fight on your card? You know, you get your 1,000, I get the remaining balance, and we'll clear this up. Some promoters will allow you to do that, and then they'll lift the suspension. But the ground level, that shit is crucial. The ground level is very crucial, man. It's a lot of backs. You know, a lot of people get stabbed in the back. You know, you have cut man trainers, promoters, matchmakers, man. Shit. There's a whole lot going on. But anyway, back to what I was saying earlier about Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. They have been changed to the Staples Center. And it really would have been nice if we was able to attend the fight, if they had a certain amount of tickets collectively that was accessible to the fight fans. That would have been the perfect time to really do some good for boxing doing this closing, the final weeks of 2020. It would have been great. It would have been absolutely great. Because, man, you're seeing two legends, man, compete in the ring. And though people are looking at it like, well, it's just an exhibition, it's not really sounding like that. From what I'm hearing, knockdowns are allowed now. I guess they wanted to see what the fans was going to say about the fight. So they wanted to tiptoe into it and make it as light as possible. They say, no knockdowns, no judges. It's no real winner. 2-minute rounds, 14, 16-ounce gloves. Up here looking like we fighting at Six Flags and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we fighting in a strip club when they have motherfucking smoker contests, have people put on gloves and go in there and box. But no, it's 12-ounce gloves, 8 rounds, 2 minutes apiece. That means they will be competing for a total of 16 minutes. Okay? With a minute in between, of course. Whether they go that to the distance or not, that is the bigger question. Because you're talking about two guys more so leaning heavy on Mike Tyson, that's been out the ring for quite some time. Opposite of Roy Jones, who last fight was in 2018. So if I'm looking at that and the weight that Mike Tyson ballooned up to during his absence, and you know him having a weed dispensary, being a smoker, cutting weight, your lungs are different. And one thing for those of you that run or big in fitness, one thing we know, if you smoke and you decide to basically try to work out and get that cardio in, the motherfucking lungs be burning. Serious, that motherfucker be burning like you been drinking. Motherfucking, I mean, you drinking some damn pepper sauce straight, goddamn it, like straight from Mexico. Your lungs be burning. You just like, fuck, man. That's why fatigue presents knockouts. Your lungs, you've been smoking and you're trying to go in here and fight for 8 rounds. I don't give a damn how many 30-second videos that they clip for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is hurting. Physically, aesthetically, Mike Tyson can get into shape. It's possible. You can drop the weight, pick up a 6-pack, all that shit. You can have a good diet. But internally, when it starts to moving and grooving, slipping and dodging, putting your combinations together, side to side movement, that shit is all good for explosive, short term freaking movements for the camera. That's all good. But when somebody's pressing you, it becomes different. And I believe if Roy Jones can make it out of the second round, I think it's going to be very tough for Mike Tyson to do anything with Roy after that. Seriously. I think Tyson is going to be his best, for the first 2 rounds, and then he starts to degrade in the third. You know what I'm saying? We might have a 5-3. Roy Jones. Seriously. That's just me. Unless, he KO Roy Jones early, I see Mike Tyson possibly losing 5-3. UD. I don't see this shit being a draw. I know some people can't get out their head. God damn it. I'm looking at Mike Tyson old fights and I don't see him lose. Look at his last 2 fights. Okay? Look at his last 2 fights. Don't look at the Buster Douglas fight. Look at his last 2 fights. That's what I want you to pay attention to. Because I know he's feeling good, y'all. I know he can't wait to get in there with the black trunks and the black shoes. I'm pretty sure Mike gonna make the ring walk, man, with some nice music. He might give you the Mike Tyson, come in with the towel, with the hole cut out. We get the vintage Mike Tyson. Jesus. For a moment, you get to see Mike Tyson back in the ring. And then from a distance, you're like, God damn, Mike, they look like the old Mike. Look at his physique. They don't look, they put Mike on the motherfucking weights. Mike's physique look impressive for his age. He look like he ready to rumble. But more realistically to me is what I see Roy Jones, though. Roy Jones doesn't have the Photoshop. He don't have the motherfucking enhanced video editing. He don't have the sped up footage. The speed for what you are witnessing and seeing with Roy Jones is authentic. It's genuine speed. But for Mike Tyson, you just get so many and the mitt holder acting like he ain't never held mitts a day in his life. Oh God, Mike. No, stop it. Mayweather never smoked. He eat healthy. He can jump rope in incredible speed. Jones fought longer and his condition is great. I feel like he is being underrated. Some people can't get past Roy Jones. I mean, some people can't get past Mike Tyson, man, and the detriment that the danger that he presented to his opponents. I get it. He was on Mike Tyson. He was a beast. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to. You're absolutely supposed to, for real. But people, I've been on long enough. Hey, I know y'all got Thanksgiving popping off. I've been on long enough. But I ended like this, man. I want to give a shout out to the individual that did a whole video, you know, about the situation. You look on my thumbnail, you look over there, DSG 36-3. Yep, he's pinning one more loss because we all know DSG has not won, has not defeated a champion with a belt in the welterweight division. And I do believe he's going to go ahead and lose to Errol Spence come December. That's just me. But that individual made a video on World Combat Sports and good homework. You know, even though the video was garbage and your rapping skills is freaking garbage, don't ask for free smoke and don't show up. I was up here twice. You making videos trying to be a rapper and you sound like trash. Super ooper for real. Trash, man. Why y'all motherfuckers out here trying to be rappers? Like I know some of y'all got skill. You know, my boy Mark Nash, he got skills. All right. But really, when it comes down to it, the end is on Thanksgiving, because I'm giving back. I'm giving thanks to those individuals that has proven that behind the scenes on social media, your skirt is basically the length I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Your skirt is pretty much the length I thought it was when it comes to this social media shit. Because you get individuals that want to use the same phrase over and over again, almost like they really didn't make it out of grade school. If you're going to say free smoke to WCS, then show up for the debate. Don't make a video and use someone's trademark. Use someone's trademark and alter it and put some music behind it and talking about free smoke when you fail to show up. I'm like, damn, show up. If you want to open, the link has been in the chat all day. But you know what's even more of a problem? Is that sometimes you can smell pussy from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to treat them as if, okay, gender-wise, they sound like a man. You know what I'm saying? They sound like a man. Gender-wise, they sound like a man. But for a cat to sit there and record a video and then make clips when you are placing half or even 15% of the dialogue that was had on that particular channel, when you're not owning up to your own call out, then those individuals around you should check you. They should say, bro, what you doing? Like you told him to freaking go over there so you can have a boxing debate. And then you hang out and say, you this, you that, you make up excuses. You must be the softest motherfucker in Philly. If you repping DSG, that's not a good look. I'm serious. It's not a good look, man. The link has been in the chat forever and a day. But look, don't go on other people's channels talking when the link has been in the chat, man. Don't come over on other freaking accounts and ghost accounts when the link has been in the chat. What does free smoke mean to you all? Something to me, when I hear free mean, okay, it's open. It doesn't cost anything. But in this case, it's going to cost something. Because now, you being the person who called me out, you haven't arrived. You have been absent. You basically was a coward and retreated. You're showing that you don't have the heart. You're showing that you are that female behind the screen. You're showing that you really don't understand and identify to what you was born of. You don't know. You don't know if you're male. You don't know if you're female. You don't have a clue. because I would never do some bitch ass shit like that. Call somebody out, and then when they online waiting for you to step up, you never arrive. I'm never gonna call somebody. I say, okay, I'll make sure you go live. I'm gonna come on your show for a boxing debate, right? But yet you make a video, and then you put these clippings together, and you calling out 4 different people that know more about boxing than you ever will. You only know of a boxer. You don't know or study or research boxing in general, but you know of a boxer. You know how to say the same thing over and over again. And that, to me, is more so of a class clown to the sport of boxing rather than an aficionado. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get the impression of, you wearing the dunce cap, sitting in the corner, moving your head side to side, and keep on saying the same shit, 38-0, when BoxRec say else. You know what I'm saying? BoxRec say different. And then come up with cliche terminology. Look, cliche terms that make you like question, is this cat an adult or he a little boy? Like, are you a boy or are you an adult? Like, which one is it? Like, if you call somebody out, then step up. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got too many men that may have the gender composition of being a man, but they have low testosterone but higher levels of estrogen. You have some men like that. When they female is going through their menstrual cycle, they're going through it too. The dude is going through it too, because they're built the same. So sometimes you get those tendencies out there that a dude is acting just like a female, like a female. They're up here drinking almond milk, sitting behind the screen. You know what I'm saying? Indulging in ho-hos and Twinkies and oatmeal pies. Talking shit. When the almond milk is gone, shit, let me go get me some more almond milk. Let me put a spoonful of honey in it. I have to keep my estrogen levels up. When you call out another man for his channel and don't show up twice, then turn back around and make a video that absolutely don't make any sense to me. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you giving me all this airplay. I didn't make a video about you. I just put up a thumbnail and I said, okay, this is the motherfucking live chat. I mean, this is the live. You said go live on my channel. I did. And you over there whining and complaining, trying to be a rapper. I mean, this nigga stupid. Like, no respect whatsoever when it comes to this cornball. This is a motherfucking cornball. Dudes would rather run away from a challenge that they initiated, but then turn around and use fake accounts. That's pussy. That's every bit of vagina. That's pussy, nigga. You can call up, look, check this out, B. Hodges. They can call another man nigga 50 times. They can say casual 50 times. But you can't show up to a live debate one time? But you using all this energy and changing up your voice and making videos, giving me airplay. You giving my channel airplay, nigga. That's what you doing. Do you think I'm gonna make look? You think I'm gonna show you how good I make videos? You think I'm gonna go through the extreme to make a video on you to give you airplay? I think you got 100. You don't even have 150 subs yet. You think I'm gonna assist you on airplay, dude? It ain't happening, bro. It ain't. And then that video you did, look at the numbers, man. You haven't even broke 50 views on that shit yet. And I'm not even a dude that really talk on this shit. I don't really talk about the views. But for those who's tuned in, like, would you respect me, especially a guy who's prior military, right? Would you expect me to make a call out and then dip behind the scenes and fall back as cowards do? Would you respect me in retreat? Why do y'all give these chump ass niggas airplay? Because you know deep down in your heart, people, you know these same individuals will not step in the ring with no type of glove on. None. They won't do it. Why? Why give them airplay? This motherfucker will sit up here and call another man nigga 50 times with no action behind it. Clown shit. But really, then he goes try to put a hook or a track on somebody else's beat. So you're not monetized. You only have a little bit of videos on your channel. So what are you doing? You trying to do this shit for clout? Because check this out. One thing he said was, I'm channel hopping. What grown ass nigga you know is on other people's channels every time you see him, but yet he's talking about I'm channel hopping. When you believe I have to ask permission, this is social media, right? You got almost every platform has been on other people's channels. Almost every host of their own channel have frequent other channels because according to how they link up and what they're talking about, they'll go join the panel. It happens all the time. This nigga here, he was the night we was on there at the same time, he was on somebody else's panel. So that just goes to show you how dumb he is. This nigga dumb. But I know something you don't know. Believe that. Man, y'all gotta hold them accountable, man. Stop showing these motherfuckers love going on the same nigga channel they feel comfortable. These niggas ain't for real. You show up to their town, they can't even fucking come out the house. They won't even show their face. But they making videos on somebody. I'm not gonna make a video on you. This is about all you gonna get. I'm not doing no video. I'm not putting a thumbnail up, nothing, because you don't have a brand. You don't have anything. Your channel is absolutely freaking dumpster garbage, nigga. I'm talking about the bottom, the juice. I'm talking about old juice too in the summertime. I'm talking about mixed in with freaking donkey piss, nigga. I'm talking about next to a zoo where they dump all the motherfucking defecation and the fecal matter out in that motherfucker, and they seep through the garbage bags. That's how your channel is, nigga. I'm talking about the bottom of the bottom, sewer system type shit. Your shit ain't about to grow nothing. If it does grow, it's bacteria and fungi, nigga. Your channel would never be anything because you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You absolutely pussy in this game. The microphone is your friend. You know, the one thing I don't understand about some of these cats, they have so much bitch tendencies. For the first thing they do, they will say a man is on the dick of another man. That is the only analogy. So that just proves to you right there that dick is on their mind. They're not thinking about these gorgeous women out here. They're suspect within their own selves. no confidence. They're insecure. And they constantly have to mail order the type of heels that they're looking for because they wear down the ones they wear every day. Let me go on Amazon. Oh, I like those pink and with the 1.5 inch right there. I like that. Let me see, can I find me some leggings? They be up here looking like De La Hoya behind the scenes. That's why they don't put on their avatar. Because if they did, you'll see the motherfuckers with lipstick on and shit, with a motherfucking wig. Some niggas get off on looking different. They think it's a game. You know what I'm saying? They look like a bitch behind the scene, but they talk like a man on the mic. How are you going to request a live debate and don't show up, but you make a video on it? And then you harassing one of my friends behind the scenes with text messages. If that is not the MO of a bitch made nigga, I don't know what is. You trying to tell me you live off Texas, nigga? You live off freaking not showing up to appointments when it comes time for what you consider free smoke? Y'all don't listen to this nigga. When you hear people say free smoke, what exactly does that mean? What exactly does it mean? I don't have to be at my age to be misinformed on something so simple. What does free smoke mean? If you're in the right company of certain individuals that's going to co-sign you, then you feel it. Because look, I'm not going to press the mute button over here. I'm not going to kick you off the panel. I'm not you. But what I want to know though is like, how do you call for free smoke and edit clips like it means something? 47 people is damn near 40% of the subscribers that you have on your motherfucking channel, dude. So that means, let's just say they was part of your subscribers. Only 3 people liked the motherfucker. That's how much, look, that's the grade of garbage that your video was. If 47 views tuned in to watch that used toilet paper of a video and only 3 people liked it, that means your point failed. The direction you was trying to go with that video failed. You understand there, JFL? The impact that you was looking for on a channel that's not even have over 200 subscribers yet, and the video that you took all that, well, it didn't take that much effort. I can make that shit in 5 minutes. I'll take that back. Couple of thumbnails and some bullshit ass vocals. Yeah, I can do that shit with motherfucking, you know, and the motherfucking damn near tired and nauseated. That don't take much effort for that. And then, nigga, if anything I can provide to you, I would tell you this. I would tell you this. Hold up for a second. I need for y'all to listen to this shit because this Thanksgiving, y'all. I need a laugh, man. I need a laugh. Hold up. I want you to listen to something. Hold up. Hold up. Now check out this is what a nigga want. He want airplay for his basically undeveloped. We're not even talking about a fetus. This rap career is not even in the form of a fetus. This is a floating turd. This is motherfucking surrounded in diarrhea. This is a motherfucker that has a stomach virus, stage 4. This is the motherfucking rigor mortis. This is the rigor mortis of motherfucking hip hop. Listen, this is what he wanted. This is on the video he made with me in it, right? This is what it's all about. These dudes talk about clout chasing, but they really want to be rappers. They really want to be rappers. These dudes actually want to be rappers, hip hop artists. And this dude's out there that's killing the beat. But these dudes out here committing suicide when they cut to the mic. That shit is killing themselves because they expose a lot of what they're trying to be. They say other motherfuckers clout chasing, but they really clout chasing. Because who would make a video that's dealing with a boxing call out, but yet you up here trying to rap? Nigga, you sound crazy, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all listen to this.
Cheers, yeah, I mean, it's always free smoke. Real rap.
He said it's always free smoke. Real rap. This is JFL. It's always free smoke. You know I was coming back on that ass, nigga. Don't run. You saw your shit down in the bottom of the thumbnail. You a sissy, nigga. Let's be real. I don't even say nigga. I say nigga about what? 10, 15. I'm trying to meet my quota. Out of 12 months, I'm trying to meet my quota, right? Check this out.
It's free smoke.
This nigga singing. This nigga singing. Did he just open up and say it's free smoke? But I won't show. But it's free smoke. I won't show. But it's free smoke. But I won't show. Come on, dog. This dude's trying to be a rapper. This dude is rapping on a cat that I used to see growing up down in the South. He's rapping on Jeezy's beat. You know what? I should tell Jeezy. I say, Jeezy, you should goddamn go handle business with this dude. Because he's putting your beat on some absolute garbage. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? Let me back that up a little bit because I'm giving him some airplay. But I think we all agree, like when somebody is calling out free smoke, we have to hold them to that. So if it's free smoke, why didn't you show up? Once again. Real rap. Nigga. Nigga. No, this is the NICCA. Dude, come on. These are rapping ass niggas, man. They ain't all about no free smoke. They all about finding motherfuckers so they can rap together. At least I can give D. Hodges his credit. D. Hodges went off the top. At least I can give him his credit. But this is shit them motherfuckers memorized. At least I can give D. Hodges credit for coming off the dome. I could give him credit for coming off the dome. But you're talking about cats who have lyrics that's written down? Man, please don't take this shit into 2020. I'm not playing that music no more. You know, you're trying to have my video taken down. I ain't playing nobody else's beat because you don't have to worry about it because your shit is nowhere close to being monetized. Will probably never get monetized. You know, you only have a certain amount of subscribers that I would say if it's 147 subscribers or whatever the case may be, then I'd probably say 100 of those is fake accounts that you created to subscribe to your damn self. But I say don't give them any attention. That's what they want. I agree, man. This is the last time I had to, I had to speak on the video that he put. He probably spent the whole 13 hours on that video. Really. And it turned out, I'm serious. It turns out like when you at a public zoo, and when you're walking around there where the elephants are at, and you get that stench, you're like, what the fuck? But you in a zoo. You say, man, what we probably, and then it's the elephants, right? And then you say, damn, why is it smelling so bad though? They supposed to clean this shit up. And then you look down in front of you, it's a pile of shit. It has everything that the elephant ate in it, It might have some nuts and berries in it. That's what I think about when I hear this, when I see this video and hear that damn rap. It just gets a little bit disturbing. When people are trying to make threats, that's something that they called out and then show up to. It had to be addressed because there's too many people that's falling by the wayside, and they don't know how stupid they look supporting this type of individual. Man, Bon, I think it may be auto-tune, man. Even if it's auto-tunes, they failed at that. Because this a singing nigga. This is the nigga that you nigga. It's free smoke. So if you got all that rah-rah and that grimy, grizzly, growling shit that we all know that's light, that's fake, why are you singing? Come with some hard shit. Come with some street shit. You talking like you from the street. You always mentioning Philly. I know some hard niggas in Philly. You in the top pound for pound softest one over there. You the softest one. You on the top pound for pound list when it comes to soft niggas in Philly. You nigga. Going around here talking about DSG undefeated. People looking at you and laugh and not even taking your ass serious. And then you go up here trying to say, this is my opportunity. My opportunity is to show them that I have bars. Even though they might be a freaking Twix bar sitting in the car during the summertime. Yeah, nigga, you that soft. That's how your bars, what your bars remind me of. This dude wants to be a rapper. So if you're saying free smoke is an open door to challenge someone to a debate, all I'm asking is why you didn't show up. That's it, man. Why you didn't show up? It was disappointing. Why didn't you show up, bro? Seriously, let me put the link there. Well, let me put the link back in there. Let me put the link in there in case you want to do it on Thanksgiving. Because the last time he had people over here making excuses for him. You know what I'm saying? He had people making excuses for his ass. But where is it though, man? Just come on, somebody just go help me understand. Like, if you're gonna make a dang song and you're gonna do a video and put in all that effort and offer, alter my logo and give me more shine. Give me more shine. Not you. Why won't you show up for the free smoke? If you're saying it's free smoke. Why, man? Why are you so comfortable? Why are you so comfortable, man?
How you doing?
I'm good, D Hodges. How you feel, bro?
Chilling, man. I'll get up here real quick, not to get off your subject, but I gotta address this. I don't know where people getting this I peed on the camera thing from. It ain't no proof. It ain't no evidence. Now I got people coming in as P Hodges. Like I never did that though. And you know me and Axe TB, like everybody's riding for me. Like I know he's not like that, but it's like
Why would they
everybody.
even say it was you though? If you was live on the panel, did you speak before that happened? I mean, why would they even make that claim?
I have no idea. I don't even know what it is. It's just when I go to the next show, I find out from that show what I did. Like,
I
and
got you.
I'm like, I did not pee outside, dude. And you know, people just run with narratives, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that said I did it again. Like, what is my point in getting on H Money's channel to pull out my joint and pee? Why would I want to get banned myself? Why would I want to get him banned? And I'm just tired of people really believing it. And dog, it's like so many people that know.
Up? Is the video up?
No, everybody's saying they took it down.
So that just goes to show you if they took it down, then there's no validity to it.
Not at all. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like people actually beat me. I had to jump on somebody show, H Money show, one of them, because somebody was beating me in the chat. I had to jump on the channel like
that nigga name so much, D Hodges. You done with that. I don't even know why you say that nigga name so much.
No, because I really like him, dog. You see, I was on his panel every day. Even if he doing all that yelling, I was like, man, and for him to just go ill on me like that, wanting to fight with me, dude, I'm not gonna argue with you. For one, I'm in Boston, you're in Tennessee. I'm not gonna sit up there and argue with a nigga in California. Like, that's just stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. Nigga, we are fucking whole coast away. Ain't no way we're gonna see each other. And I really liked H Money, and I supported his channel. He even said it. Why would I hope you get to 3,000 subs and I will do that on your channel? That's called ungrateful, but it's all good. I love you, World Combat. I just wanted to let everybody know, ask anybody. Ask Terrence Bailey. That was not me. But I'm going to go back in the chat, bro. Thank you for letting me express that.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Well, I'm not going to talk on it too much more. I'm just putting the chat. I appreciate you stopping through, D Hodge. Just not even my topic, but since it was Thanksgiving, I wanted to be thankful for giving him a lecture. You know, and everyone who tune in to this nonsense. I mean, I know we got younger people out here, and then I know you have the audience that tune in to those particular channels that will never jump on this mode because they know what's popping. I want you to jump on here and make those threats like you did. Go right ahead, because I already I got what I want. You can stay outside the window, man, but dang, don't call free smoke and don't even show. I just want you to have the same energy you did on somebody else's panel when you know, you got to understand when you get to the point where I'm at, it's just certain things that don't bother you. All the back and forth, the ha ha ha, the rah rah, and all this shit. That shit don't do anything. But what I really wanted to think that you would be a man of your word and show up for that free smoke, as you call it. But you wanna be a rapping nigga. You want to sing a hook. You want to do intros. You want to harass people behind the scenes. That's what you call a bitch ass stalker. Something's wrong with you, man. You have some other insecurities that's plaguing your lifestyle. Then, you know, you need to go seek that help. Find a therapist or something. Don't be up here pretending to be a man when you're walking around in heels behind the scene and you really ain't about that. Don't have all your people go around and get you in trouble. Because at the end of the day, all y'all motherfuckers gonna get exposed. You think hitting the thumbs down button does anything for me? It don't. But your word, you went back on your word. So if you're gonna have anybody respect you on your channel, the most you can do is say this. This what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show up. I'm the one that initiated the call out. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be a man of my word. But it's hard for you to be a man of your word when you're bitching up. You have to goddamn hold whatever you got. Stand on whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? It can't be a square, nigga. It has to be a pile of cotton balls. Serious. Whatever you're standing on, you have to hold yourself accountable and say, I called him out for a damn free smoke debate. And you using free smoke all the time, all these damn terminologies, and you refusing to show up. I'm not gonna give you any post. You think I'm gonna make a video on you? You think I'm gonna go into my collective cachet and put time and effort on a video about you and give you more subs? Absolutely not, bro. I'm not even participating in that. Your channel tells me everything. You tells me everything I need. You know what I'm saying? You showed me that you're not about that. You're not a boxing head. You are a confused individual who wants to be a prominent voice on here that you want to pretend like you crazy and don't know shit about boxing, but you really are eager to be a rapper. You want to be an internet rapper, but your lyrics are garbage. Healthy trash. I'm talking about the damn Superply healthy bags. That's how much garbage you got in that motherfucker. Your lyrics, your bars are trash. Trash. Your bars are super trash. You're singing on a beat, but yet you trying to play like you hard in the groups. Like, come on, man. The chat. Look, the link is in the chat, man. Come on, man. Give the fans what they want. Come on, build up your subs, man. You know the words you always use. Y'all like using bodied. So what better way to come forward and body somebody? Come on, dude. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Bro. Come on. You use the body word, man. Come on. Don't be that guy, man. It's talking about you all this. I don't have time and keep it on body. All that texting. You a texting ass nigga, huh? All that texting, singing. You a texting, singing, runaway type of dude. Anybody that ain't holding you accountable, they fit in the same structure for which you walking around here. Soft like wet toilet paper. Soft. Just like I thought, man. Don't listen to that nigga. You see him on somebody else, don't listen to that. I just gave him a little bit of freaking shine. He think I'm gonna make a video on him, dog. I'll make a video when it gets worth it. But it's no need. I'm not at war with anyone of you. I'm just saying in general, like, who does that? Who talks all aggressive online, and then when they get called out, they actually say that they want free smoke on somebody's channel, and they're bluffing. Like, this nigga is actually bluffing. He's not even really owning up and respecting himself as a man around these woods. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this YouTube game, you're not even trying to hold down your own square enough so people can respect you and actually tune into your channel. You on everybody else's channel but yours. This dude is a texting, singing, goddamn grade school speaking type nigga, for real. And that's sad that you undeveloped as a damn adult. That's fucked up. You don't have to say my name on anybody else's shit. Just chill, you know? I'm gonna leave it at that. Just chill. It's not even worth my viewers' time to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not. But for those who tuned in, for sure, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. You know, this. I'm gonna leave this shit here. The only people I have to apologize to is my own viewers. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, this shit is done. There's really no need. But since the person made a video, I'm just asking myself, like, why all the effort when you initiate the call out and you didn't show up or attend the boxing debate? It could have been, very entertaining for the boxing viewers and also for us to have a dialogue. But if you don't have an audience that's on the panel at the same time to help you out, you pretty much know what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to burn your ass down, dog. Nobody's talking about hip hop. We talking about boxing, MMA, and combat sports. We ain't talking about none of the other shit you talking. You don't know shit about damn hip hop either. The dude asked you about cannabis and you want to avoid the question and start talking. That just goes to show you that you wasn't able to damn put the shit in Google quick enough to get an answer and reply back. You faking, dog.